in Philadelphia against the Falcons.
From a jam-packed Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the NFC Western champion Atlanta Falcons against the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. This ABC Sports exclusive.
There is bedlam here in Veterans Stadium. It is the city of brotherly love, but there is no brotherly love here tonight. We think we've got as good a matchup as you could get based on performance up till now. Look at the NFC East standings. The Eagles, unbeaten, untied, the only such team in the NFL. And in the West, Atlanta, a great team, but feeling the hot breath of the resurgent Rams. Hello again, everyone. It's good to have you with us tonight. And we have told you earlier about the offenses of both teams. Let's get to the fences. The Eagles, a brilliant front group that can sack the passer, a defensive secondary that compares favorably with that great Green Bay secondary of the early 60s, and the linebackers utterly superb, even with Berge out, even with John Bunting out tonight, and especially you must watch number 56, a superb athlete, Jerry Robinson. Now, what to look for in the Atlanta defenses, the Gifford will tell you.
If we must, I'll watch. Jerry Robinson, he is a good one. For Atlanta, well, they really don't figure to be as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. But quite frankly, they have beaten 3 times in the last 3 years. They've done it in the fourth quarter in a surprising way. For Atlanta, their weakness is defense against the pass primarily, because last year they were 25th out of 28 teams defending against the pass. They've tried to improve that. They drafted Bobby Butler, a #1 pick. They have him at the corner, but they're still weak there, and they're going to miss Joel Williams tonight. They stay in a 3-4 defense all the way, no matter what the situations. And they have 2 really fine linebackers they came up with last year. Number 56 is Al Richardson, and number 50, Buddy Curry. You're going to be hearing their number a great deal tonight. This should be a good football game. There's a tremendous excitement here at Veterans Stadium, sold out, over 70,000, and Fran Tarkenton is with us, and he's on the sideline now with Carl Peterson, a longtime friend and a close associate, personnel director for Dick Vermeil of the Philadelphia Eagles, as he was at UCLA through those successful years. Fran, right now, let's have a word with Carl.
Carl, everybody tries to throw against the Falcons. Will you do the same?
Yes, we've got to, Fran. We've got to do something to misdirect them a little bit. We're going to run a little misdirection things. We've got to do some speed screens. Got to hurt them on the corner a little bit. They've got some young corners, and they're too good up front to just run at them.
Does the height of Carmichael really make a difference against the small cornerbacks?
Well, I certainly, you know, on that fade pattern when they're bumping run and right on him, I think you'd agree with that too. But we just got to do something a little bit different than we have the last 2 times, because they've whipped us.
But defense is another thing. How do you defense an offense like them? Do you try to stop Jenkins?
Well, we've got to stop him, that's for sure. But the 2 things we've got to stop is William Andrews. He's averaged about 5.6 yards the last 2 times we've played him. And the other thing we've got to do is put some real pressure on Bartkowski. We've got to get to him.
One thing for sure, Carl and Giff, this one is for men only. Back to you, Giff.
You hit it on the head. It is definitely that, and there is excitement being generated here at Veterans Stadium. A word about Carl Peterson. On this Philadelphia Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl last year, came so close, there are 17 free agents. This is the man that brought them together, put them under the instruction, and believe me, it's emotional instruction when you deal with head coach Dick Vermeil. You had a quick look at Tony Franklin. He will boot deep for Philadelphia. He really gets a foot into it. There is Reggie, they call him Super Nat Smith. He is 5'4", 178-pounder. Came in last year as a free agent. Really is an exciting runner. We're underway. Undefeated Philadelphia against once beaten Atlanta. In the end zone, and Reggie Smith will stay there. Tony Franklin kicking better than he ever has in the 3 years that he's been up. And we will see the Atlanta offense. Howard has already touched on what Bartkowski did a year ago, and probably the key thing is, Howard, he has been healthy for the last 2 or 3 years. When he came up as an All-American in California, he was troubled with injuries.
Yes, and he had recent injuries, playing with a flex jacket tonight, but these damaged ribs have gotten consistently better, and I can't wait for this game.
From the 20-yard line, the Atlanta Falcons. 3-1 in the Western Division of the NFC. This is William Andrews, left side. Strong runner taken there by Frank LeMaster after a pickup of 3. It'll be second down and 7, and you'll see the 3-4 alignment of Philadelphia, which will vary over the course of the evening. And starting defensively is Dennis Harrison, and he should be a plus for the Eagles, particularly against the run. He has been out with a knee injury, played a little bit last week in Philadelphia's win over Washington, and he is ready to go. They call him Bigfoot for obvious reasons. If you will check his shoe size, which is 15. Second down and 7. Junior Miller split wide. He's the tight end, but he can move out to the side, and there he is. And quickly, the defensive move up there fast was Randy Logan, number 41, the strong safety for Philadelphia. Gain of 3.
A great tackler, part of the secondary I touched on that I said compares favorably with the great Green Bay secondary of the early 60s. But watch 51, Reggie Wilkes tonight. Marion Campbell waves in the defensive signals, but if you have to adjust, it'll be Wilkes who'll be doing the adjusting for the defense, with Bunting, who normally does it, out. Frank.
Atlanta with the pass offense. The third wide receiver in. They go with the draw, however, to Andrews. Andrews struggles. Depending upon the marking, it could be an Atlanta first down. Al Chesley, number 59, defensively in there on the stop. Al Chesley filling some very large shoes from Bill Berge on the injured reserve list, having suffered a knee problem again in training camp. There he is, Al Chesley, a third-year man out of Pittsburgh. First and 10, the ball just over the 30-yard line for Atlanta. Atlanta, victims of the Cleveland Browns last Sunday. Philadelphia, as we mentioned, undefeated. Quickly, the pass is out to Alfred Jackson. Randy Logan up there again defensively. Jackson is up close to the 34-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Alfred Jackson, 4-year man out of Texas, comes in pass situations and works with Wallace Francis with great speed, does number 89 Wallace Francis. And of course, Alfred Jenkins, the little one who is so effective, number 84. Second down and 6. Then Kane back into the lineup, number 21. And the ball goes to William Andrews. Andrews hurries out close to another first down up at the 40-yard line. And Atlanta working William Andrews to the left side. Lehman Bennett, who brought success and a first divisional title to the Atlanta Falcons only a year ago. And they are delighted with their team down in Atlanta, aren't they, Fran?
That they are, and that man there has done a wonderful job with them. A lot of coaches get a lot of accolades around the league. Lehman Bennett doesn't get many, but he's as good as any of them.
Single setback once again. William Andrews, that means Alfred Jackson 85, Wallace Francis 89, Alfred Jenkins 84. Those are the 3 wide receivers that see a lot of duty for the Falcons. Bartkowski has the time, going deep. Jackson was down there working against Herman Edwards. Ball overthrown, good coverage by Herman Edwards, who is making his 67th consecutive start after beginning as a free agent back in '77.
Well, I thought the point you made, Frank, was a telling point. 17 free agents on this team. Yes, a tribute to Carl Peterson, who made some good points with Fran in the limited time allowed. But at the same time, all of them put together in a cohesive, synchronized way by one of the great coaches of our time, Dick Vermeer.
They do work like a well-oiled machine. Second down and 10. Bartkowski has the time once again, complete to Kane. Kane short of the first down, up close to midfield, short by perhaps a yard and a half. It'll be third down as Al Chesley drifted back defensively with Frank LeMaster to make the stop.
Living in Atlanta, Fran, you've had a special opportunity to see Bartkowski grow, mature, develop as a quarterback.
Well, I have, and the greatest thing that's happened to him is that now he has a great team around him. I've never known a great quarterback who didn't have great people around him. He now has that, and he's operating as well as any quarterback in football.
His third down, a little more than 1 for the first. Kane leading Andrews. Andrews, second effort, first down. Running left tonight thus far is Atlanta. It could be because they're fine offensive tackle on the right side. Warren Bryant is out of the lineup tonight with a pulled quad muscle of the leg. Eric Sanders, a rookie from the University of Nevada at Reno, number 67, is playing right tackle for Atlanta. He'll have his hands full working against Claude Humphrey in a passing situation and big Dennis Harrison in other situations. He will be initiated tonight. First and 10. Inside Philadelphia territory. Here comes the pressure on Bartkowski. Spins out of it. Very calmly fires downfield. It's complete to Alfred Jackson. Great pressure on Bartkowski. He got out of the grasp of the blitzing Jerry Robinson and was able to complete the pass for another Atlanta first down.
This is the real development of Bartkowski. Some years ago, he might have panicked in this situation, but he's getting a big rush. He keeps his poise. He locates his receiver and delivers a strike to big play Jackson.
And notice it was number 56, Jerry Robinson, who was in there on the blitz. The linebacker we talked about at the beginning of the telecast. You'll see him all over the field tonight.
At the 33-yard line of the Eagles, first and 10. This is Kane, right side, trying to follow William Andrews. Atlanta working on the clock. They have used up almost 6 minutes since the opening kickoff. Charlie Johnson defensively there for Philadelphia, along with Dennis Harrison.
Gift, the trend in the National Football League is to have one big back and you give it to him 30 times. Atlanta has two backs. Both of them block, both of them run, and both of them catch the ball. I don't think there's a better tandem in football than Kane and Andrews.
11th play of this drive. There was no gain by Kane. It's second down and 10. Wallace Francis split to the left. Bartkowski wants Francis. And good defensive play by Herman Edwards. Timed that out beautifully to meet Wallace Francis. It'll be third down and 10.
And that is the wrong place to go against Philadelphia. Herman Edwards can play the cornerback position. He's got him man-on-man. Wallace Francis, an excellent receiver. Watch the position of Edwards. He'll come in and make a play on the ball. Ball was perfectly thrown. Made no difference. Edwards is there.
Philadelphia changes. They go into a four-man front. That means Claude Humphrey, number 87, bottom of your screen. Defensive left end for the Eagles is in. 5 men in the secondary, third down and 10. Bartkowski has the time, finds the receiver. Alfred Jenkins. Jenkins holds on, first down inside the 20-yard line. Royale Young was there to make the stop. Alfred Jenkins has just extended a remarkable record of well over 70 games in which he's caught at least one pass or more.
I don't think he's really more than 5'8". There's Dick Vermeil.
78 games now in which Alfred Jenkins has caught one pass or more. He's only about 5'9", 170 pounds. Deep, he can go. He can catch it over the middle, as you just saw. First and 10, Atlanta. William Andrews, right side. Picks up 3, perhaps 4. It'll be second down and 6. Charlie Johnson defensively there for the Eagles.
Yeah, for this leg, a lot of people say, well, some people are not big enough to play or they're too big to play. If you can play like Alfred Jenkins, it doesn't matter what size you are. They don't talk about that. They just talk about the performance.
Well, as Frank said, his program listing is 5'9", 170. But today, look how long they've had the ball on this drive. Today, Carl Peterson said, I think he's 5'8" and 166.
Second down and 6. Both backs in the pattern. Still Bartkowski has the time. Intercepted. Al Chesley. Chesley lumbering down the sidelines. Here comes Bartkowski to take Chesley out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Bartkowski making the save. Chesley was right in the pattern. And Philadelphia, after having watched Atlanta use over 8 minutes, has the football.
Well, here's Bart. He has plenty of time. I don't know really what he was trying to do. He threw it right into Chesley's hands. There's a receiver coming inside. He just overthrew the receiver. And then Chesley makes a good move. The offense kind of just stopped, didn't chase the man. And he's running, and Bartkowski's going to have to make the tackle.
So a tremendous effort on the part of Atlanta has been wasted. And right now, Al Chesley is hurt. And keep in mind, as we mentioned top of the show, one of their fine linebackers, John Bunting, is already out of the lineup. The Eagles hurting a linebacker. Chesley is all right, ran off the field, now having a conversation with the rest of the defensive unit that always gets together around Marion Campbell, the Swamp Fox, former Atlanta head coach. Right now, Ron Jaworski leads the Eagles up to the line of scrimmage, just over his own 39-yard line. Over Montgomery, very sore hamstring. Number 31 is in there, along with Hubert Oliver, also a very sore hamstring. The Eagles are hurting on offense. Charlie Smith in motion. Play action, Jaworski. And he hits big Harold Carmichael. Carmichael dueling Tom Pridemore and finally going out of bounds, but he's inside the 25-yard line. Tom Pridemore, 5'10", Harold Carmichael, 6'8". 38-yard pickup.
Exactly as you look at this ISO on Harold, what Carl Peterson talked to Fran about, the use of Carmichael against the smaller men, and so far exactly the kind of game we expected. The Eagles coming up with a big defensive play when most it counted. Atlanta controlling the ball for 14 plays, 7 minutes and 40 seconds coming up empty.
Louis Jamona is in, flanked out to the right. The single setback, Wilbert Montgomery. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. 23-yard line of Atlanta. They picked up 38 big yards on that one completion. This is Montgomery. And Montgomery taken by number 79, Jeff Yates, the defensive left end, sliding out to make the stop for Atlanta. But not until Montgomery had picked up 3 yards. Montgomery, by the way, missed last week's game with the pulled hamstring, a game that the Eagles struggled to defeat the Washington Redskins in.
Howard, your point of Carmichael gets a smaller cornerback is true, but the only guy that could cover him that could be 6'8" would be Dr. J, and he plays basketball for this town. But there are no 6'8" cornerbacks in football that can cover Carmichael.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball just inside the 20-yard line. Hubert Oliver, 34, back in there now with Montgomery at setback. Play action again. Jaworski deflected there, intended once again for Harold Carmichael, and Jaworski knew he had the big man. So it'll be 3rd down now and 7. Jaworski last week in a 30-13 win over Washington was 14 of 26, 150 yards. Not really a Jaworski day.
There's no question they're going to throw the ball at Atlanta. The other teams that played Atlanta this season, 4 teams in all, have completed 64% of their passes against the Falcons. They're much tougher against the run than they are against the pass, but if they run, look for them to run left. That's where Atlanta has the injuries.
We pointed that out, Fran. They had that problem a year ago. Weakness against the pass. It cost them in the NFC game, playoff game against Dallas. 3rd down and 7. Roll out by Jaworski. Looking deep. Charlie Smith is in the end zone. No, he did not come down, both feet in bounds.
That is close, my friends.
Very close. Charlie Smith, maybe under-publicized because he works with Harold Carmichael, but a big play man, however.
Here's the end of it. He's got the ball. Yep, his right foot is on the line. Good call by the official. Here's the old reverse angle trick, and watch that right foot again. It's on that line, Howard.
Yep. And we will see Tony Franklin with a 36-yard attempt. And Tony Franklin has been out of sight this year. Ron Jaworski will hold. We watched him as he hammers it through to put the Eagles on top. We watched him before the game, and he was kicking 55, 60-yard field goals just as easily as you might imagine. Philadelphia on top 3-0. We'll be back. We don't doubt that at all. Most of Dick Vermeil's teams are. And you go all the way back to his great 2 years at UCLA before he took over the head coaching job 6 years ago here at Philadelphia. He can fire up ball players. Reggie Smith is deep. Tony Franklin again. Takes off. High booming kick. Reggie Smith will have a chance from his 2-yard line. Reggie Smith out to the 20, stacked up there, and it looked as though the ball might have got away from him for a moment. But Atlanta, who used up over 7.5 minutes in their opening drive to come away with no points, watch the Eagles come back, use 1 minute and 9 seconds to get 3 points. There it is.
And the point there is that's one of the most deceptive statistics in the game. Time of possession.
Points on the board is what counts.
Right.
22-yard line for Atlanta, but we know Atlanta can move the football. And this man can really move it. William Andrews. He had kept on his feet. He could have tacked on much more, but he gets the first down out close to the 35-yard line.
Interesting point. They ran behind Eric Sanders, the rookie right tackle, who's replacing Bryant. Let's watch him over here.
67 is Sanders.
And he hooked his man in, really, and Andrews still ran by him. It was a good block by Sanders.
1st and 10, Atlanta. Wallace Francis. Split to the left, top of your screen. Great speedster, number 89. 3-man rush, no pressure. And Jenkins was open, and a good defensive play. Roy Nell Young.
He really did a nice shot. He's 10 yards off Jenkins at that point. But once he gets to about 20 yards, he tightens up on Jenkins and makes a wonderful play.
Good key there for youngsters that play this game. You watched Roy Nell Young. He watched Jenkins all the way. He wasn't even watching Bartkowski. And when Jenkins made that cut, that's when he looked to Bartkowski.
Bartkowski would have more success throwing a quicker route than going that far down the field on Young.
Yes, indeed.
He's got him off like early.
2nd down and 10. Draw play, Andrews. Andrews is carrying Eagles out over the 40-yard line for a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. He is some kind of strong.
He is a bull, an absolute bull. He came into national prominence right here in Veterans Stadium on a Monday night. Nobody really knew his name. As at Auburn, as I said in the opening of the telecast, he was a blocking back.
For Joe Cribbs and James Brooks, who were at Buffalo and San Diego respectively.
They discovered the man was a tremendous runner and tremendous coming out of the backfield as a receiver. They are using him superbly.
3rd down and 4. Bartkowski up on top. Ball deflected and picked off. Reggie Wilkes, who is filling in for an injured John Bunting, comes up at the 2nd. Eagle turnover. And again, great field position inside Atlanta's 40-yard line. That ball was deflected, went right into the hands of Wilkes.
And as you look at the end zone replay, this is the kind of team the Eagles are under Dick Vermeil. Every edge, every opportunism, they take advantage of. They're just tremendous in this area. You saw his left foot step out right there. Frank.
Reggie Wilkes being congratulated. He was filling big shoes tonight, that of the veteran John Bunting. We'll be back. Those are the Eagle players' wives thanking Mr. Toes. We are not sure, but I think that they were given some other appropriate gifts a year ago by Mr. Toes, who loves his football team. He gets as fired up as the coach, Dick Vermeil. 1st down and 10. Philadelphia on top, 3-0. They have the football, 38-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Montgomery and Hubert Oliver, setbacks for Philadelphia. This is Montgomery, screen in front of it. And Montgomery, 1st down close to the 25-yard line on a beautifully set screen.
If there's any question to how healthy Mr. Montgomery is tonight, that answered it right there. He had a pulled hamstring, but did he take off? Carl Peterson told us they'd have quick screens. This is a kind of a running screen. Doesn't take as long as the delayed screen. He gets the ball out to Montgomery quickly. The lineman block on the run. He doesn't need much, and he turns it on. Gets hit by the senator from West Virginia, Tom Pridemore.
Well, Baker and Sizemore out there throwing the blocks for Montgomery. 26-yard line of Atlanta. 1 turnover. Interception by Chesley led to 3 points for the Eagles. They're threatening again. This is Hubert Oliver, the rookie from Arizona, a 10th round pick. He's forced into service tonight. Leroy Harris, hurt early in the year with a broken arm. Perry Harrington, a broken fibula. So the Eagles are hurting. And Wilbert Montgomery, of course, we told you about a pulled hamstring. 2nd down and 8. Gain of 2 by Oliver. Who, by the way, is hurting himself.
Watch Montgomery. He plays with absolute abandon. I don't know how long his career will last the way he plays, but while he plays, he is simply great.
Long count by Jaworski. Fires. Charlie Smith, the receiver, inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and a long 2. Kenny Johnson defensively there for Atlanta.
Giff, when you look at the Philadelphia team, you've got to defense two people, Harold Carmichael and Wilbert Montgomery. Half the running plays and pass plays go to one of those two people. You would think Atlanta would try to take them away, and then Charlie Smith may be a factor. Keith Creftley may be a factor. But so far, they haven't really stopped Carmichael or Montgomery.
Third down, call it 3. It's a situation that should put Jaworski into the pass. He does not. The quick toss. Oliver, left side, short of the first down. It'll be 4th down. We should see Tony Franklin once again.
Don't quite understand calling Oliver's number on that.
Well, sometimes you outsmart yourself, Howard. You think that they're going to try to take away your two big guys, and you go to the other people, but they really haven't taken away Montgomery or Carmichael. I would stay with them a while.
So here comes Tony Franklin, 8 of 10 thus far in the season. 34-yard attempt. Last year, off season for Franklin, 16 of 31 as a rookie. He was sensational. 23 of 31 in 1979. On its way, couldn't be better. So the Eagles have to settle this time for 3 more. They lead 6-0. All their points off the foot of Tony Franklin. Tony Franklin has hit twice now. He kicks barefooted, of course. Anyone who follows this game knows this. Now watch the whip he gets into that leg. Snaps it. Just like a slingshot. And does he get the distance? 34-yarder for Tony Franklin. Set now to kick off. And the Supernet, Reggie Smith, awaits the kick, which is a short kick, and is taken by Scott Warner, the rookie from Georgia. And Warner out close to the 25-yard line, where Atlanta will have possession once again.
Frank, it's my observation that based upon the calls made in the last Eagles series, they came up short again. Twice they've had a chance to get in there. They haven't. They've come away with 2 field goals. With Atlanta's offensive firepower, they can take the lead with 1 Bartkowski bomb. So don't be misled by the flow of play thus far. The Eagles haven't truly capitalized.
Al Jenkins out to the left on 1st and 10. William Andrews gets a block from Kane, cuts back, barrels into Randy Logan, carries him forward for a gain of about 8, dragging Al Chesley with him. He is some kind of power.
I'm really amazed at how well Atlanta's running the ball on the Eagles. When you can run on 1st down for 10, 12 yards, which they did a while ago, they get 9 yards here on a run. That makes quarterbacking a lot easier.
Atlanta has been a bit of a jinx for the Philadelphia Eagles over the past 3 years. They have met 3 times. Atlanta has won each of those 3 meetings as Bartkowski looks over a 2nd down and 2. Andrews easily the 1st down out to the 37-yard line. Reggie Wilkes helping out on that tackle. You know, he may have got national publicity on our Monday night game, William Andrews, we're speaking of, but when he came in as a rookie, he shocked everyone. In his first game against New Orleans, he went for 167 yards, a near NFL record. He came right back the next week, and as we mentioned, went 124 yards against the Eagles. 6 feet, 200-pounder. Runs like a 230-pounder. Quickly out to Al Jenkins. Runs into number 46, Herman Edwards, short of the 1st down, but up to the 43-yard line for a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3, and time has run out in the 1st quarter. Atlanta on the prowl once again. We'll be back in Philadelphia.
That means that Kansas City will be the home team for the first 2 games of the best-of-5 American League West playoff series beginning tomorrow against Oakland. No need to play the 2nd scheduled game today, but Kansas City was put through an extra trip, more use of their pitching staff. The whole thing a lame green idea. Back to Giff.
But what do you think about it? Actually,
can you be more specific, Howard?
2nd and 3. This is Kane. Kane, 1st down, midfield. And boy, how these 2 youngsters have complimented themselves, Len Kane and William Andrews. Both of them basically blocking backs. Kane at USC for Charlie White, Andrews for the likes of Joe Cribbs at Auburn.
Okay, first quarter statistics. Atlanta, first down, big edge. Rushing, big edge. Passing about equal. Total yards, edge to Atlanta, but 2 turnovers critical. Time of possession, we've already told you, a deceptive statistic.
Single setback as Len Kane is split to the left. William Andrews, the lone setback, gets the call over to the left side and struggles forward somehow for 3 yards, moving close to the 46-yard line of Philadelphia. Bigfoot Harrison defensively there, number 68. Told you about him. The Eagles, although undefeated, have sorely missed Dennis Harrison, who hurt his knee in training camp and is, well, one would speculate, still not entirely 100%.
There's no way they'd let Bigfoot go. Excuse me, Fran. I want to pick up in a moment because Vermeil wanted Mosey Tatupu while Montgomery was out in the trade with the Pats. Finish up in a moment.
2nd and 7. Junior Miller, the tight end, in motion. Here comes the blitz, and Bartkowski gets away from it and now has to fire over the arms of Junior Miller, who was covered by Randy Logan. It was Dennis Harrison pressuring Bartkowski.
Point I was making, Fran, Vermeil has great respect. There are the stats on Steve up to this point. Great respect for Mosey Tatupu, who had a superb game against Dallas on a Monday night when you weren't with us, Fran. But the Pats wanted Bigfoot Harrison or Jerry Robinson. And Vermeil said, no, we won't go.
3rd down, passing situation for Bartkowski. 4-man front for Philadelphia. Ken Clark is in. Claude Humphrey, number 87, is in. Bartkowski has to hurry the pass, and it's to Jenkins, but incomplete. It'll be 4th down, Atlanta.
Well,
again, they'll have to turn it over.
That was real pressure, Fran. 2 downs in a row.
Well, that time he had enough time to throw, I thought. Jenkins had his man beat. Bart didn't throw the pass he wanted to throw. He might have had to hurry it a little bit, but it's certainly something that he would normally make that play.
Dropping for Philadelphia, Wally Henry. He'll guess with John James, who is one of the more accurate punters in the league, having led the league a year ago in kicking the ball out of bounds inside the 20. Senior citizen of this Atlanta team. Here's Wally Henry from his 15-yard line. Back to the 20. And so Philadelphia will have a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line on a kick of 33 yards by John James, who did not catch the sideline. Philadelphia on top 6-0. We're in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it's the Oktoberfest of sports for ABC Sports, and it begins tomorrow with the American League Divisional Playoffs. Oakland against Kansas City, 3 o'clock Eastern, and then Wednesday night, the Yankees against Milwaukee. Be with us.
You going to be in both places?
No, I'll just be in Milwaukee.
All right.
Red Giroux.
1st and 10 for Philadelphia. Wilbur Montgomery gets a block from Oliver, and then Montgomery showing his power as he's out close to the 27-yard line, gain of 7.
That was what I meant, Frank, by absolute abandon. Did you see that guy accelerate, Fran?
Well, his average per rush this year is 5.7. Now, 4 yards a rush is an exceptionally good average. I think I'd keep giving him the ball as long as he could breathe.
He is one tough cookie. He had an off year last year, a little over 700 yards, but when he had to be there, he was there for the Eagles. Hurt a knee, an ankle, had a groin pull a year ago. And Wilbur Montgomery will give you 110% every time around. 2nd and 3. That's Charlie Smith in motion toward you. Play action by Jaworski. Trying to go deep to Carmichael. He's covered, so he goes out to Montgomery and complete.
And I want to tell you, Kenny Johnson had Harold Carmichael man on man. Jaworski had plenty of time. Now they're getting a little fisticuffs between Carmichael and Johnson. As you look at Jaworski down, I think there's a flag back there, too. We might have roughened the passer, but Johnson covered him exceptionally well.
This will be the first penalty flag we've seen thus far tonight.
Atlanta is a very aggressive team, Giff. They get a lot of these penalties.
Personal foul on a defense, number 79, roughing the passer.
Jeff Yates a little late against Jaworski. The 1st down for the Eagles at their own 42-yard line. 12:26 remaining in the 1st half. 2 turnovers, each of them leading to a 3-point field goal by Philadelphia. That's our scoring. The Eagles on top 6-0. Oliver, the the rookie from Arizona. Now the single setback as Montgomery moves to the wing. Jaworski screening to Krefli, the tight end. And Krefli upended with a superb tackle by Al Richardson, one of the fine young linebackers that joined this Atlanta team a year ago. They got him in the 8th round, and he has just been superb.
That's one of the things Jerry Glanville, the defensive coach, this was the penalty. Watch this. But a year ago, Lehman Bennett and Jerry Glanville put the lie to the old maxim that you couldn't win with rookies. Was that, in your mind, really a roughing the passer for him?
I think he did hit him a little bit late. It was a close call, but he did hit him a little bit late, and then they're protecting the quarterbacks. I wish they'd have done that a few years ago.
Second and 10, Rodney Parker, another wide receiver, is in for Philadelphia, number 83. Jaworski throwing deep. He had receivers together, intended for Charlie Smith. Carmichael was down there with him, and it attracted a lot of white Atlanta jerseys. It'll be 3rd and 10.
You realize what you'd be making if you were still playing? Max Winter showed us all those dollars out of his billfold when we were in Minnesota.
And haven't they gotten well the last 3 weeks?
Unbelievable. Bud
really
Grant is just amazing. He is indeed.
I did mention that night that they might still be a factor in that Central Division, even though they were 0-2, and now they are.
3rd down and 10. The 3 wide receivers remain. And Jaworski will operate from the shotgun. As the time, Billy Campfield is the receiver. And Campfield, he'll be short of the 1st down. He almost had it, but it was a tremendous tackle by Bobby Butler, the rookie 1st-round draft pick out of Florida State. And he saved the 1st down.
It looked like he was going to be able to make the 1st down easily. He had 2 blockers in front of him, no Falcons around. But the Falcons, they just swarm over you. No individually great players on the defense, really, with Joel Williams out. Some very good players, but they swarm you. Glanville makes them tackle.
You're telling me Curry isn't great?
Very good player. Very good player.
Reggie Smith at his 10-yard line. Max Runniger kicking well this year, over 43 yards. That's his average. This time it doesn't turn over, and it'll be short. And it will be out beyond the 20-yard line. Marking it close to the 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10, and a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. Referee tonight is Ben Dreith and his crew. Again, Philadelphia 4-0 in the young season, leading the Eastern Division of the NFC.
And that's going to be a 1st down. Gifford holding on the defense.
They're going to bring it back, mark it off, and it should be a Philadelphia 1st down.
That's the kind of mistake you simply cannot make.
59 on Philadelphia was holding. 59 Philadelphia.
Well,
holding.
Well, he pointed the other way.
He did. I think he just turned around a little bit.
I think he still turned around.
He's got his facts.
I think he's 59 on the Falcons.
I think he was too, since we
whatever it
did
is,
not have a 59 on the Philadelphia unit.
Well, no, he's gonna prevail, Giff, over you and I. I'll tell you that. He's gonna call it against the Eagles.
Ben will get it worked out.
Either way, that's the kind of mistake you can't make.
Ben knows what he's doing.
So Al Chesley, apparently, the guilty Eagle, and Atlanta will have fairly good field position. The ball at their own 33-yard line. They have a little more than 10 minutes remaining in the 1st half. The Eagles on top 6-0. Good, hard-hitting football game. Stick around and enjoy. The holding penalty against Philadelphia's Al Chesley has been assessed. Our referee, Ben Dreith, had his facts right. He just pointed north instead of south. In any event, Atlanta has the ball. 1st and 10, the ball at their own 28-yard line.
Giff, one mystery man in the Atlanta offense is Junior Miller, the great big tight end who can really play. He hasn't been used much this year. Be interesting to see if they get to him tonight some.
Out of the eye, Andrews and Kane. That's Miller in motion. This is Kane. Gets a block from William Andrews. And Kane pick up big yardage out of the 35-yard line.
They're really chewing up that yardage on the ground. When Atlanta has the ball, time flies by. That offense keeps going. They have big first down yardage every time in accordance with the old cliche. Get as much as you can on first down, 4 yards or more.
And they're getting that and more.
Their statistics are good, but they don't have any points. They trail 6-0. Andrews this time stacked up. Out over the 35, up close to the 37, short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and perhaps 2 as Charlie Johnson slid out there defensively for Philadelphia.
We have another biggie next Monday. Critical game again. Buffalo playing host to the team that used to be their nemesis, Miami, but the Bills cracked that last year. And with Chuck Knox and in the wake of the Dolphins' tie with the Jets, the Bills are looking forward to beating the Dolphins if they can and moving in tight on Miami.
3rd down and 2. Andrews. And it will depend on where they mark. It's very close to a first down as a tremendous surge by the Eagles front 4. Stacked up this man. That's a lot of man to stack up.
You know, you talked about the stats, how Atlanta's running the ball. The thing that you have to do to score points, you've got to make big plays. Big plays come from the passing game. The Falcons not only have not made big plays from the passing game has hurt them with 2 interceptions.
They'll bring the yard markers out. And Andrews will get the first down. As much as we talked about the Atlanta defense, Fran, you mentioned it, and I agree, they don't have any really great players over there. They're good players, and in years to come they might become great, but Philadelphia amazes me. You look at that defensive unit, and they just play so well together.
Yes, they do. No, really all pros over there. A lot of good players that, and they play great defense. No question about it.
Of course, probably Jerry Robinson, number 56, right linebacker, there at the bottom of your screen. Bartkowski has to hurry the ball to Alfred Jenkins. Actually, he did not have to hurry, but he did, and it's incomplete.
There's no question about it. Bart is having a good year this year. Had a great year last year. Tonight, he really hasn't gotten into the rhythm of the game yet. I'm not sure Jaworski has either. I'm sure he will before the night is over. Both of them are excellent quarterbacks, but he had time to throw. Jenkins was open. He underthrew him.
Time remaining in the first half. Again, Bartkowski also playing in a flak jacket tonight. Very sore ribs. Damage against Green Bay a couple of weeks ago. He looks over a 2nd down and 10. Screen, William Andrews. And Andrews taking a good defensive play by Charlie Johnson, who moved all the way from nose tackle, sliding out to the right to make the stop.
You will not see a better play than that. I can't believe it. Watch this from the end zone. Big Charlie Johnson, he must weigh about 270. Watch him on the nose. He's going to go out with the screen. He's going to get out and fight off a blocker right in front of Andrews. Watch him fight off the blocker and make the play. And Andrews, pretty nimble back and nifty back there. He still does it. Some play.
3rd down, 14. Jenkins left. Wallace Francis, Alfred Jackson, they're split to the right. Going for Jenkins. Yes, and he'll have the first down. I'll tell you, that was a beautifully thrown ball. It had to be thrown absolutely perfect. Double coverage on Jenkins, and Atlanta comes up at the first.
First big play for Atlanta offensively.
And watch, not many quarterbacks in the game can make this kind of throw. His arm is so strong. He's across the field. Watch Jenkins' feet and see if he gets him down. There's 1.
2 right in there.
Well,
that was 3.
That might have been 3. But they gave it to him.
You've got a story.
It might have been 3. And you only need 2.
That's right.
Alfred Jenkins, 1973, he was cut by the Houston Oilers. Bartkowski again. This one taken out of bounds.
And the guy that caused that play to be an errant throw was really Jerry Robinson, who got back into the coverage, and Bart to throw the ball over his head and throw it out of bounds.
Well, what you said, it was exactly true. They've gotten a lot of yards rushing, but you really score with the big play.
You've got to make big plays.
Atlanta has 68 yards rushing, Philadelphia 14. but it's 6-0 on the scoreboard, Philadelphia.
And that's because of the 2 turnovers, which make a difference in a game like this.
Second down and 10. Francis right, Jenkins left. Junior Miller in motion. Draw play, Kane. Kane runs into LeMaster and Reggie Wilkes and gets to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Lehman Bennett, who was an assistant coach with his rival tonight, Dick Vermeil, back in 1973 when they both worked under Chuck Knox out at the Rams.
All right, they put Atlanta back in a pass situation. They've taken Kane out now. They've got 3 wide receivers, Andrews and Big Junior Miller. It's a lot of firepower to go with.
Jackson goes left. Junior Miller lined up, bottom of your screen. Going deep, Jennifer Jackson, and back there defensively, and coming up with the play is Randy Logan, and this should go against Jackson.
Yep, I think it was offensive pass interference.
Jackson really trying to keep Logan from the interception.
No.
Well, I'd like to see this again. I'm not sure.
Calling that against Logan.
Well, let's watch it. Here goes Jackson, and you people can watch it for yourself. Logan's got good position, perfect position. I really didn't see it either way.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see it either way. They're jostling a little bit down there, but Logan's got a chance to go. Let's watch it from this angle, see if we can see anything. Now Jackson really pushed Logan there.
I can only see Logan playing the football.
I cannot see a penalty on Logan there. I don't agree with the call.
1st and goal to go, Atlanta at the 6-yard line. 2 tight ends are in. McCusker joins Junior Miller. Andrews. And Andrews is taken by Ken Clark. A superb backup nose tackle is in there on the goal line defense.
Well, here we go from the end zone. And Big Clark just runs over Van Note. It's a tough block by Van Note. He had to try to cut him off, and he makes the play back in the backfield and has put the Falcons in a in a must situation to throw. Did you look at Tim Clark?
And in a situation working with the end zone where the Eagle defenders will be playing all receivers very tight. 2nd down, goal to go.
Not much room down here. You got to look for the tight end Miller here. The back Andrews. They're the 2 best targets in this situation.
Bartkowski changing off. Flips it up. And intended for Jackson, incomplete. Defensively, it was Herman Edwards and Randy Logan, both back there with Jackson.
Lucky it wasn't intercepted. Once Jackson played with the ball, it fell errantly, but yet within reach.
All right, watch this from the reverse angle. You'll see Jackson get the ball in his hand, but Herman Edwards made a tremendous play. Jackson's got him beat, but watch Edwards strip the ball from him right here. Just rips it out of his arms and almost intercepted by Logan.
10th play of this drive is 3rd down, goal to go. Atlanta started at their own 29.
Watch Miller.
Jackson in motion. Bartkowski is a man wide open. It's Jackson is there and in the arms of Herman Edwards.
Edwards is playing himself some game.
And it's decision time, and quickly Lehman Bennett makes the decision. Out comes the field goal unit. It's 4th down. Ball inside the 3. No hesitancy on the part of Lehman Bennett.
Well, both teams have gotten down close, but it shows the quality of the 2 teams' defense. Against good offensive football teams, they've shut them down. The Falcons twice, and now the Eagles once.
It'll be a 19-yard attempt by Mick Luckhurst, rookie from the University of California. Ball dribbles along the ground. Luckhurst hits the crossbar. It's no good. I don't believe it. That ball was a snap by center Eric Sanders. Dribbled along the ground. John James came up with it. He could not get it upright, and the ball hit the crossbar, and Philadelphia has the ball at their own 20-yard line. John James is the holder. Eric Sanders did not snap the ball well. It dribbled along the ground. James was able to get the ball, but he couldn't set the ball down properly.
And Carl Hairston blocked that field goal attempt. But it really cannot blame Luckhurst because the rhythm of the kick was thrown off by the errant snap.
Well, that's not even really the point. Because here's the center.
Here's
Watch
the snap.
this.
Watch it dribble along on the ground. James got to act like a third baseman there. But watch big 78. Carl Hairston block it.
And it boils down to Atlanta. Still has their goose egg on the scoreboard. Philadelphia on top 6-0 with 2 Tony Franklin field goals. Wally Henry in motion. Wilbert Montgomery, and he is smacked at the line of scrimmage. Hit there hard. Number 65, Don Smith, there first.
See how misleading that statistic is with the Eagles leading 6-0. Now, I want you to know, for the first time on home television, for the first time, Saturday, October 17th, special time, Wide World, 2 to 3:30, the fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. More in a moment.
2nd down and 10. Wally Henry again in motion. This time they give the ball to Henry.
He's got it.
He has open field. I think there was a clip, however.
Yes, you're right. Yes, there was one.
Henry had the first down out over the 30. The flag is down.
Both teams have had opportunities. They're opportunistic teams, but neither team has capitalized tonight on the gifts they've had.
And that, my friend, is the key point. Atlanta, on a questionable call, was inside the 10 of the opposition. They couldn't even score. Now, you remember the great fight. World Welterweight Championship at stake. Ray Leonard against Thomas Hearns. You'll be seeing it on home television for the first time. Saturday, October 17th, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Special time, Wide World.
Keith Krefley holding the ball back at the 10-yard line.
There's Marion Campbell, head defensive coach of the Eagles. Used to be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
In fact, it was Lehman Bennett who replaced Marion Campbell. A lot of curves and bends on the highway in pro football. 2nd down, 20. Single setback. Oliver gets the draw call and gets out close to the 15-yard line. Lyman White defensively there for Atlanta, the rookie from LSU.
The minute Campbell was fired, Vermeil hired. He wanted that man. A great defensive coach.
No question about it. He's been a great defensive coach at the Vikings, back when I was there some years ago, out at the Rams, to the Falcons, and now here. Old Georgia Bulldog, he is.
3rd down, 15. Atlanta, as they customarily do, they stay in their 3-4. Hand off to Montgomery. And Montgomery taken out of bounds at the 24-yard line, far short of the first down. It was Bobby Butler who put the hit on Montgomery, and he has made some fine tackles tonight.
He's made great progress since we saw him in the Hall of Fame game. Number 87, the great elder statesman, Claude Humphrey. In point of fact, one of the remarkable people in contemporary American sport. There was a reason why Studs Terkel elected to interview him and write about him in Studs' recent book.
Reggie Smith is deep. Max Reniger will punt for Philadelphia. The reason Humphrey is here is because of Marion Campbell. He had retired at Atlanta. Reniger with no pressure just holds the ball. Gets off a beautiful kick. Reggie Smith is smashed at the 30-yard line by JoJo Heath. But Reniger did not have any pressure. He held the ball. It gave JoJo a chance to get deep downfield. Smith was lucky he held on, and Atlanta will have a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia sold out, over 71,000. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half, and Philadelphia leading the Atlanta Falcons 6-0. Both of them leaders in their respective divisions. Steve Bartkowski looks over a 1st and 10 from his own 30-yard line. This is William Andrews. Andrews having a rough time off the left side, picks up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Giff, except for the first Atlanta drive, the one pass to Carmichael, neither offense has done much against the two defenses tonight. Usually when you have two teams like this that are so inspired defensively, that happens. They shut down the offenses.
2nd down and 7. Junior Miller, the tight end, split to the left. He has the speed and the ability to play outside. The two wide receivers are Jenkins and Francis, top of your screen. Bartkowski fires to Jenkins. And Jenkins in the arms of Roynell Young. Up close to a first down. Just a little short, perhaps a yard. Maybe a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd down. Alfred Jenkins with that incredible average every year. Coming into the night, he had averaged a little over 22 yards, had 5 touchdowns on 16 receptions.
Well, it's a long 2 to go for this first down.
James Mayberry is in there for Andrews. Mayberry, number 39. Play action by Bartkowski. And Bartkowski forced to throw it away. Junior Miller got a hand on it, but he was well covered, and Atlanta must punt.
Well, he was trying to get to Kane down the field, and everybody was covered. Bart had nowhere to go. Give the Eagle defense great deal of credit for that. Great execution on defense. Defenses have taken over this game right now.
Caught from one Atlanta drive and one big Philadelphia play, a pass to Carmichael. That's been the offense tonight on both sides.
Wally Henry, with respect for John James, lines up inside his own 20-yard line. James hangs it high, but it doesn't turn over. Fair catch call for and made at the 28-yard line. Philadelphia will have possession. Once again, they have 3:11 on the clock. A little scuffle breaks out of the field, but cooler heads prevail. We'll be back to Philadelphia in just a moment. Ron Jaworski, 5 of 8 on the night. The game has turned into a defensive battle. First few minutes were all completely offense. 1st and 10, Philadelphia, their own 28-yard line. Oliver, the rookie from Arizona, the sole setback. Jaworski, Charlie Smith. Smith struggling forward, close to a Philadelphia first down. Charlie Smith got his first touchdown of the year against Washington a week ago, and a big one it was. Because at that point, when Smith put it on the scoreboard, Washington was still in the game.
Pretty interesting, Giff. That was the 9th pass he's thrown in the first half. You're playing against a team that does not play the pass well, and you've only thrown 9 passes. That's pretty conservative football.
But they haven't had it that often. Atlanta's run 39 plays to 17 for Philadelphia. Atlanta's had the ball for 18 minutes and 13 seconds to 8:36 for the Eagles.
And they come up with a goose egg.
That's correct.
2nd down, less than a yard. Oliver. The single setback. Montgomery being used at the wing. There's Oliver. First down easily. Up over the 40-yard line. Jeff Yates at the bottom of that Atlanta pile. And we're heading towards the 2-minute warning. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Their full complement. And there it is. Philadelphia remains on top 6-0. And we'll be back with more action after this message from the National Football League. U.S. Olympic hockey coach Herb Brooks has turned pro. Can he make his magic work for the New York Rangers? Also a special assignment on ABC News, World News Tonight. A nursing shortage threatens your health care, causing a nationwide crisis. What are hospitals doing to attract qualified people to the profession? That a special assignment on ABC News, World News Tonight. So tomorrow, check us out. We're doing all right. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Just over their own 40-yard line. Billy Campfield, Wilbert Montgomery in there, flanking Jaworski in the shotgun. 3-man rush by Atlanta. Montgomery. And Montgomery gets away from one Falcon, but down he goes, and he got a late hit out of the 43-yard line.
I don't think there's any question about that one.
As I mentioned before, Atlanta gets 2 or 3 of these every week. Very aggressive team. Lehman doesn't want to take the aggressives out of him. I'm sure he doesn't want this type of penalty. This is a big penalty.
And you can see easily what the Eagles are thinking as you look at this from the end zone. Let's look at it first.
They've got Carmichael actually triple down the field. He's going to swing it out to the left. A little screen pass to Montgomery. Missed tackle by Laughlin. Goes down, and there's the spear by Kuykendall.
And a good call.
Crazy. It is a good call. That is a huge penalty.
A senseless one if you really put it in perspective, because now Philadelphia,
close to field goal range.
1:52 remaining in the half, will have a 1st and 10. They're at the 41-yard line of Atlanta.
Think touchdown, settle for field goal.
And one other thing, you want
Personal foul, late hit on number 54, the defense. That's a first down.
And the other thing, you want to use your clock. 1:52 left in the second quarter. You want to either kick your field goal, score your touchdown, and leave the other team no time. Let's see if they can do it.
3 timeouts for Philadelphia. Out of the shotgun once again. Campfield, 37, is a good receiver, as is Montgomery. Low snap. Jaworski one-hops it. Fires, and it's complete to Charlie Smith. Steps out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:46. And up close to a first down.
Good offensive football. They're really now taking away Carmichael. They didn't early in the game. They're taking him away with double and triple coverage, which means that Charlie Smith, Rodney Parker, Wilbert Montgomery are getting man-on-man coverage. That's difficult.
Each
Charlie
team
Smith
with 3 timeouts.
Stopping the clock by getting out of bounds. Good call by Jaworski. Of course, the call is being flashed into him from the sideline from Dick Vermeil and his staff. On first down. Throws it into a crowd to Rodney Parker. Incomplete. Rodney Parker really bombed.
Little sticky there.
Well, if you watch him here, you'll see him look like he's open for a minute. Jaworski delivers the ball, delay underneath. They cleared out, and watch him get converged on right here by 3 Falcons. Butler, Kuykendall, Curry. Atlanta now in their defensive set are content to go with a 3-man rush, which will cause Jaworski no problem from a rush standpoint to drop an 8-man back in the secondary in hopes they can cover people.
This is what many people thought was a weakness in their strategy last year. You might recall Dallas with their 2 touchdowns in the playoff game late in the game to win. Man wide open. Great catch. Did he hold on in time? I believe he did.
Yes,
Charlie
he
Smith.
did. It's a proper call.
Charlie Smith had possession. Atlanta may argue, but he had possession. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And it was a great catch.
It was. At that time, Atlanta came with the blitz. They came with Buddy Curry, but there again, Charlie Smith is going to be man-on-man with Kenny Johnson. Here comes Curry, untouched, really. Jaworski makes a good play. Johnson couldn't handle him man-on-man. Smith beats him easily. Ball's underthrown. They get a touch. Pretty close touch.
Think touchdown, settle for field goal. Quite a contrast from the way the Jets finished yesterday.
Tony Franklin for the conversion. And the Eagles have moved out on top. They lead 13-0. Once again, in the 3 previous meetings of these teams, Philadelphia has been on top going into the 4th quarter, only to lose. Look again.
Here's the last part. As you can see, he's got him beat easily. He's got man-on-man coverage. He's got the ball, hits the ground. He's all right. Ball pops out.
And
Touchdown.
they are watching this, Frank, in Los Angeles.
Well, I'm sure you're giving me a hint.
Well, if the Falcons lose, the Rams are now 3-2.
They'll move right into a tie.
I thought it was more than a hint.
You are not often that subtle.
It's very hard for a team to play 16 weeks consistently good. The Rams had their problems early, but obviously they've got them solved somewhat for now anyway, and playing pretty good.
Here's Reggie Smith. Franklin gets his foot into it. He'll put it deep into the end zone. It's high, and Reggie Smith will take it at the 3. And the Super Nap gets in trouble at the 20, tries to get out, and they'll mark it up close to the 20-yard line. Ray Phillips down there first for Philadelphia.
All right, that tells a lot. 2 quick turnovers, 2 scores, field goals, punt, missed field goal, hit the upright, and then a punt.
It's Franklin once again. You might suspect that might be a little painful late in the year playing up in Buffalo or Minnesota.
Or how about right here in Philadelphia? It's cold enough here.
He says it doesn't matter. He has a little callus on the top there.
Yeah, he needs to have one.
1st and 10. Atlanta has 3 timeouts. We'll have an idea, get a chance to figure out what they intend to do, and they're going to go for points. Al Jenkins. Incomplete.
Now this is a place where Bart's got to be very careful because he throws the interception down here right now. He gets his team a little bit out of range against an Eagle team.
And Tony Franklin has great range. He can kick it from 50, 55 yards. There he is. Coming back this year from an offseason a year ago. 3rd round pick in '79 out of Texas A&M, where he really hung up some standards to be followed. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun. Screen. Andrews. Andrews strong running. Out over the 35. 1st down at the 37-yard line.
Giff, would you call him a north-south runner? I mean, he didn't know how it is to go sideways. He goes right up the field.
Atlanta uses one of their timeouts as we'll watch Andrews once again.
Bart said, I'm getting a little pressure. I'm going to throw a little screen out here to Andrews. William, you take it and do your thing. There's old Van Note getting a block. And that's all. Scott gets a block. And Andrews runs over a couple of people.
He's fun to watch.
He is that.
William Andrews.
He said hello to old Bernard Wilson there from Vanderbilt University.
Bartkowski sliding over and visiting there with Lehman Bennett. They're, of course, in communication with their assistant coaches up in the press box. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. Tell you about college football coming your way this Saturday. It's a techno-localistic game and time in your area. College football here on ABC.
Where is Wisconsin Stout?
Right outside of Platteville. 1st and 10 Atlanta. Their own 38-yard line. They have 2 timeouts. They trail 13-0. Bartkowski under pressure. Fires to Jackson. Is complete. Up near midfield for another Atlanta 1st down, and now they'll hurry into their 2-minute offense.
That was a great throw by Bart. He had a guy right in his face coming right at him. He still got the ball out there. This team is explosive. They can score quick, but they're going to get some pretty good defense.
They got the 1st down. Now Bartkowski will kill the clock with the incompletion. Again, Jackson, intended receiver, covered well by Roynell Young and Herman Edwards. 41 seconds remaining in the half. And what a lift it would give the Falcons to be able to go into the locker room with some points on the scoreboard.
It would indeed. They've been struggling offensively the entire night. Nothing to show for it.
Falcons beat New Orleans in their opener. They beat Green Bay. They beat San Francisco. Stumbled last week against Cleveland, 28-17. Eagles open against the Giants, took them 24-10. Then they beat New England. Then they beat Buffalo. And they didn't play well, but they beat Washington last week. 2nd down and 10. Andrews, single setback for Atlanta. Bartkowski, Jenkins, and he's hammered to the artificial turf at the 45-yard line by Richard Blackmore. And again, Atlanta with the hurry-up offense.
And Richard Blackmore was all over him.
And now Atlanta will use another timeout with 30 seconds remaining in the half. And once again, Bartkowski will move over to the sideline to visit with Lehman Bennett.
We could not let
the world will miss people like Jack Dolph. Our love to Jeannie and the family. 3rd down and 5. Atlanta with 30 seconds on the clock. They have 1 timeout remaining. Jackson goes out to the right, and Jenkins goes to the left. Shotgun once again for Atlanta. Bartkowski has the time, fires incomplete, intended for Andrews. Stops the clock with 25 seconds, and it'll be 3rd down.
I'll tell you, the Eagle defense
4th down,
is tough.
rather, and we'll get James.
The coverage was good. They were putting good pressure on Bartkowski. He got hands up in his face, and he didn't have anywhere ready to go with the football.
John James is on. Philadelphia thinking that James might try just about anything. They don't even have a deep man. And he'll kick away. Looking for the corner, and he does not get it into the end zone. Touchback with 16 seconds remaining in the half, and Philadelphia will have a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Lehman Bennett now in his 5th year. He's done some remarkable things in Atlanta. Broke even in 77, 9-7 in 78, fell back in 79, but last year 12-4, the first divisional playoff in the 16-year history of the Atlanta Falcons.
And they've got to go back into the dressing room and regroup. They got themselves in a real tough position here against a very tough Eagle team. But keep in mind, the Eagles, the last 3 times Atlanta's beat them, has led going into the 4th quarter. Atlanta's come out on the winning side all 3 times.
Eagles in their lineup and protected offense.
I was always good at that play.
Final seconds will tick off, and the Eagles will go in. Listen to Dick Vermeil remind them about those 3 games that they had lost to Atlanta in the 4th quarter. And Lehman Bennett will try and get something happening with his troops. We'll be back in Philadelphia with our halftime activities after this word from our local stations.
There was a stunning surprise at Bush Memorial Stadium yesterday in St. Louis. Jim Hart had himself a great day. There are the stats. And after recovering a fumble on the kickoff, Hart handed off to Wayne Morris, 9 yards, touchdown, 7-0, the Cardinals over the Dallas Cowboys. Still the 1st quarter, Dallas struck back the way they seemingly always do. And you saw the handoff there from White to Dorsett. Touchdown. Tony just missed 100 yards on the day. That made it 7-7. 3rd quarter, it was 10-10. Pump, fake, then a throw. What a marvelous catch by Roy Green of the Cardinals, a superior ball player, playing 3 different positions on the day. Look at it again, one-handed and still within the end zone. The touchdown, 17-10 St. Louis. But later in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and goal on the St. Louis 11, Danny White, who had himself another fine day. Throwing to Dorsett again. Tony in for the touchdown, 17-17, end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter, 1st and 10, St. Louis ball, the St. Louis 22. Jim Hart, unafraid, unerring, throwing to his tight end, Doug Marsh, number 87. That pass good for 20 yards. 2nd and 10, the Dallas 48. Now, watch Hart go to work again. You never heard of Roy Green. He played wide receiver. He played defensive back. He played on the special teams 3 ways. And what a day he had. That was good for a 19-yard gain to the Dallas 30. Seconds remaining. Neil O'Donoghue, no question. High, right between the uprights. The St. Louis Cardinals upset the previously unbeaten Dallas Cowboys. The score, 20-17. Hart gets some braces. The Jets, a nemesis team for the Miami Dolphins, going against the then unbeaten and untied Dolphins. Richard Todd in the early going, red hot, throwing to Jerome Barkham, the tight end. Touchdown, 7-0, the Jets. But Miami struck right back. David Woodley, the second-year man from Louisiana State, split T option. Look at him go all the way down to the Jets' 3-yard line. That set up an Andra Franklin 2-yard touchdown run, 7-7. Still the first quarter. Richard Todd throwing to the speedster Wesley Walker from California, coming back to his all-pro form. That was good for 46 yards. After that, Todd threw to Walker for a touchdown. But Don Strock in for the injured Woodley. Threw this one to a man who had a simply superb day, Nat Moore, number 89. And with 3rd and goal to go on the 6th, Don Strock threw again. And this tied it up at 14 because Nat Moore, look at his stats on the day. He set a Dolphins single game record. Richard Todd trailing 21-14, 4th quarter. Throwing right there, tipped by Blackwood, tipped by Taylor, but Wesley Walker had it. A miraculous touchdown, 21 all. After that, Miami had the ball. 2nd and 8 on the Jets' 23. And here goes Don Strock again. The young man, now a veteran from Virginia Tech. Once again, the irrepressible Nat Moore. 28-21 Miami. Jets ball. And Richard Todd. What a day he had. Throwing that pass. Didn't look like it could be caught. Bobby Jones, surrounded by 2 defenders, took it, went in, 28-28. And that set up an overtime game. And that would create some controversy because in the overtime, the Jets dominated, but elected to run the football with less than a minute remaining twice. Leahy trying a 47-yard field goal. You see the chagrin, the despair, wide against the wind. So it was 28-28, a tie game. A terrible year thus far for the defending Super Bowl champion Oakland Raiders. The game against Denver and evidence of it. Plunkett on the first possession, back to pass deep in his own territory. Sacked by Rulon Jones, number 75, one of 3 sacks on the day. In the second quarter, Denver ready to strike. 3rd and 2 on the Oakland 4. Morton handing off to Preston. Look at Dave keep his balance. He had a good day. 7-0 Denver. That's what it was at halftime. In the 3rd quarter, 4th and 5 at the 50. Denver's first possession. Prestridge punting. Matthews back to take the punt, but no, right through his arms. Denver picked off the fumble. That set up a Freddie Steinfort field goal. 10-0 Denver. And then, finally, this 20-yard dash. Morton to Rick Parros and the handoff. It was 17-0 Denver. Dan Reeves pulling a miracle for the Bronx, and Oakland shut out back-to-back. Baltimore was at Buffalo, another capacity crowd at Rich Stadium. And Joey Cribbs had himself a 159-yard day on the Bills' first possession of the game. Look at Joey running right. Superb blocking. He gained 28 yards on this play. That set up, finally, a 3rd and 4 in the Colts 16. Joe Ferguson, the steady-going quarterback, very much underrated. Looking for Jerry Butler, the Tiger from Clemson, back in the lineup. Touchdown, 7-0 Buffalo. It was 14-3 at halftime. Then, in the 3rd quarter, Joey Cribbs again. This dash for 35 yards to the Colts' 18-yard line. That set up a Nick Mickemeyer field goal, 17-3 Buffalo. It became 23-10. Then, with less than a minute remaining, Bert Jones, still a great quarterback, hitting Ray Butler, touchdown, 23-17. Buffalo is back with Butler and Shane Nelson back. And remember, next Monday night, another critical game. The Dolphins go into Buffalo. No longer a nemesis for the Bills. They beat them last year. We'll be with you then. Be with us. And so that's the way it was earlier tonight at the Waldorf. And halftime stats, I should have said Sheila Young, commentator for ABC at Lake Placid. Forgive me. She, of course, won her gold 4 years prior to that. The halftime stats, Atlanta Leading in first downs, don't be misled. In yards rushing, don't be misled. Yards passing about even. Total yards, all Atlanta. But the turnovers, the two utterly critical. Time of possession, not very important. The only touchdown of the night, with the Eagles leading 13-0, was this throw by Jaworski. The Eagles playing aggressive ball as the end of the half neared. The throw to Charlie Smith, underthrown, but Charlie held it long enough. Touchdown. And that's the way it was properly ruled. There is Ron Jaworski, and we are about ready for the start of the second half. Sir Francis Tarkenton is looking at his three deeps, getting ready to impart the depth of his knowledgeability to you, while the Gifford, as always, is ready with the play-by-play.
And I don't think anyone on the Eagles ball club is misled at all. They know Atlanta can strike quickly. Wally Henry, deep for Philadelphia. Set to kick off is Mick Luckhurst. Eagles will have first possession. Left-footed kicker, Luckhurst. Low along the ground. This is Louis Giamona. And Giamona, who had a big game last week for Wilbert Montgomery, out to the 33-yard line.
You mentioned the big game for Wilbert Montgomery. If ever a coach was put to the test, it was Vermeil. When he was without Montgomery, Harrington out for the year, his team held together. They won 2 games that they had to win, and that's why they're the only unbeaten, untied team in the league. And tonight, their defense has been utterly staunch.
First and 10, Philadelphia, their own 33-yard line as we begin the second half. The Eagles looking for their first ever 5 consecutive wins at the start of a season. They've never done that. Charlie Smith in motion. Jaworski with the screen to Smith. And Smith out over the 35 to the 37-yard line.
He really had a big play going, but Al Richardson showed unbelievable speed coming from the inside. There you see Richardson, and made him an amazing play to hold it to about a 3-yard gain.
There he is. They got him in the 8th round. Buddy Curry came in the 2nd round, the 2 fine young linebackers that came a year ago to Atlanta. But Al Richardson really surprised everyone.
Well, they got him, because nobody thought his knees would hold up in pro football. He had bad knees in college. It prevented him from playing a lot in college, but he's held up fine.
Led the team with 7 interceptions a year ago. Al Richardson with 2nd down and 7. Big draw by Jaworski, and has to throw it away. Charlie Smith was open, but Jim Laughlin pressuring Jaworski. He had to dump it off.
And that's the guy replacing Joel Williams tonight, and that's really the first pressure Atlanta's had on Jaworski for the entire evening.
3rd down and 7 now for Jaworski, who came into tonight passing a little over 56% at 4 touchdowns. Looks over to the sidelines, picks up the play that's flashed in. And his offensive huddle now, 3 wide receivers, Charlie Smith, Rodney Parker, and Harold Carmichael. And here is the pressure put on Jaworski by Laughlin. Laughlin filling in for Joel Williams, who is sorely missed by Atlanta, another outstanding 2nd-year linebacker. Out of the shotgun, Campfield short of the 1st down at the 40-yard line. Bob Glazebrook up there initially for Atlanta.
The dump-off pass, as that was, will rarely get you the 1st down on 3rd down when you need substantial yards.
Well, they came in thinking they could throw the dump-off passes to Atlanta, with the one exception of a pass to Montgomery. It really hasn't worked well. Atlanta's linebackers are very quick. They can cover that type of pass, and they've done it very well tonight. It's going to be an interesting second half hour. I think we're going to see a lot of action. Both teams, quality teams. Atlanta a little embarrassed the first half, and the Eagles really are for real.
Reggie Smith has dropped for Atlanta at his own 15-yard line. Max Bruniger, the punter for Philadelphia, is on. Good kick by Bruniger. Smith all the way back to his 10-yard line, trying to get behind the picket line. And good coverage by Philadelphia. That was a 50-yard punt, and Reggie Smith was only able to bring it back 5 yards, and Atlanta will begin their first possession here in the second half at their own 15-yard line. Again, tempers are just on the verge of getting out of control in this game. Not a whole lot of love lost between the two teams. We'll be back. The Eagles, JoJo Heath being treated on the field. A couple of trainers. They're looking at his right hand.
And they're not holding hands in there. They're trying to get his dislocated finger back in
I
place.
think that's probably the case, and it does hurt. Ever had that, Fran?
Yes, I have had that. And it's painful. Not only that, it hurts.
Coming to the sidelines, if that was the case, he'll say, well, I'm all right now. But it is about as ugly a looking thing as you can imagine. Finger at right angles, and all of a sudden they grab and pull it back.
Did you have that?
Yes, I have had it a couple of times.
Most receivers and defensive backs have that one time or another.
Atlanta.
All right.
Down 13-0. First possession, second half. Ball just at their 16-yard line. An explosive team that so far has come up with nothing but fizzles. Andrews, left side. A yard and a half.
We've been saying explosive team, but the Eagles haven't listened to us because they are really shutting them down. I haven't seen Atlanta shut down this way in a long, long time.
And that man is doing his job tonight on the nose tackle, Charlie Johnson. Pro Bowler the last couple of years and playing back to form tonight. It'll be second down and 8. Ball up close to the 18-yard line. Bartkowski has Lynn Kane split to the left. Here comes a pressure, and Bartkowski gets away from one Eagle rusher. And he just about was sacked. There were two Eagles right with him. Harrison was in there. And Dennis Harrison is really playing a fine football game tonight. He has been the pressure on Bartkowski.
Big fun. I can't tell you the respect I have for Dick Vermeil. He has a quality that dates back to Vince Lombardi. He really does. The ability to get more from every man than the man himself ever thought he had to give. And yet to get his people to synchronize, to coordinate in a group effort, sublimating themselves as individuals for the common good. This is a coach, Frank.
Third down and 8. I don't believe there's any question. Almost picked off. Intended for Jackson and almost picked off by Roynell Young. And Atlanta, unable to move the football, will have to punt. And Philadelphia stands a good chance of being in great field position. They love the Eagles. You think of Dick Vermeil. The Eagles didn't have a #1 draft pick until 1979. From 1973 until 1979.
And the Eagles are going to get good field position after this.
James, high kick. Wally Henry at his 40-yard line. And Henry back to midfield before he's piled up. 43-yard punt. The Eagles will be at midfield. They lead 13-0, 12:36 remaining in the third quarter. And we'll be back in Philadelphia after this message. Frank Gifford with Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton, watching two of the NFL's finest. The Eagles and the Falcons, both on top of their respective divisions. And the Eagles undefeated and untied. On 1st and 10, the ball right at midfield. This is Oliver, and the rookie from Arizona. It's a 4-yard pickup down close to the 46-yard line. It'll be second down and 6.
William Andrews, not happy at the moment himself, having a very good night, but they just can't break through that Eagles defense when it counts.
Ron Jaworski and Charlie Smith have provided the only touchdown thus far of the night. A 30-yard shot by Jaworski with a spectacular catch by Charlie Smith. And here is Wilbur Montgomery. And Montgomery driven out of bounds, short of the first down. Down around the 42-yard line. Fulton Kuykendall out there defensively for Atlanta.
From the Eagles standpoint, when you get field position like this from your defense, the 50-yard line, the kicker like Frank on the bench, you've got to feel like you must have 3 points at the minimum, hopefully 7 points.
In It'll be 3rd down and 3, and Billy Campfield comes in. Usually that indicates pass for Philadelphia. He is the good receiver that works out of the backfield. The 3rd wide receiver, number 83, Rodney Parker, is also in. And Carmichael is loosened up, as you can see at the bottom of your screen.
And really no setback, Giff. Everybody's up on the line.
Jaworski. Good defensive effort there, Buddy Curry. The intended receiver, Campfield, and now Philadelphia must punt. Or perhaps, we'll wait to see, but we do see Runninger coming out.
This was an important series, though, Frank, because as Fran pointed out, when you have that kind of field position, you expect to get at least 3 from Tony Franklin. And Atlanta held them, and the Eagles didn't get it.
The Eagles have had a chance to put them away, and they haven't. You let a team hang too long, and they'll come back on you.
Runninger looking for the sideline. And it takes a definite Atlanta bounce. But again, Atlanta will be deep in their own territory at their 10-yard line, a 32-yard punt. And a frowning bird here at Veterans Stadium, where we'll be returning in just a moment. The Atlanta Falcons, 1st and 10, their own 10-yard line. It could be quite a series for them. They'll have to get it out because Philadelphia will not be stymied too long.
If they need to throw it on 1st down to have a real chance of getting out of there, to hold the pass rush down.
Andrews pulling ahead for a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, now what they've done, Howard, is put themselves in a situation where Philadelphia can strap their ears back and rush the passer. They've been overpowering the Falcon offensive line in pass situations. 2nd and 9, pass situation. You should be throwing on 1st down in a situation like this. They didn't. Got themselves in a hole.
From their 12-yard line. Out to the left, the big tight end, Junior Miller. 2 wide receivers, Jenkins, Francis, top of your screen. Quickly, Bartkowski, Jenkins, and Jenkins hustles up to about the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Defensively, it was Roynell Young.
Now that was a good throw there because he's not really getting the pass protection that Bartkowski would like to have. He's got to throw the quick rhythm passes until he establishes some rhythm of his offense. Once he does that, then he can go do what he wants to do, and that's throw the ball long downfield, which he will eventually.
Got himself in a tough situation. The Eagles are not giving up that much yardage on the ground. And they have a 3rd and 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw for it here.
This is Andrews. Picks up the 1st down easily. Taken there by LeMaster, and then Bernard Wilson, number 22, made sure.
Well, he fumbled, Giff, and an alert Falcon. Let's see who it is. R.C. Thielman dropped on
the ball.
The fumble. Watch Andrews take the pitch, kind of hesitate right here, sees a little crack, and watch him take off. A lot of Eagles around him. Bernard Wilson shakes the ball loose. He really did. R.C. Thielman very alertly falls on it. That would have been disastrous for the Falcons if the Eagles had gotten it.
And there was a near face mask there.
Out to the 27-yard line. Bartkowski. Underthrows. Intended for Jenkins, who was well covered. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and we're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
This is Channel 7 KABC TV, Los Angeles.
Sold out the Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, over 71,000. They saw a lot of offensive electricity at the very beginning of this game. Atlanta moving up and down the field almost at will, but getting no points. Then 2 quick turnovers. 2 Tony Franklin field goals. It was 6-0, and then Jaworski at Charlie Smith in the end zone. That's the situation with 9:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Atlanta, 2nd down and 10, the ball at their own 27. Bartkowski, Junior Miller gets the deflection. And he has another Falcon 1st down out at the 44-yard line. And Al Chesley had a great chance at an interception, but it trickled off his fingertips into the arms of Junior Miller, his first reception of the night.
He really did. You'll watch here as Bartkowski gets a little better protection, but you're still getting penetration by the defensive line. Watch Chesley here tip the ball, has a chance to intercept. Junior Miller gets the rebound. 1st down.
Rather be lucky than good.
Last time they threw on first down, that was a good selection.
Bartkowski organizing the troops. Jenkins was out to the right. Bartkowski wanted him left. 1st and 10. Lynn Kane following Andrews. Running right into LeMaster. Out over the 45-yard line for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
There's a lot of time left in this game, but one must still question those signal calls. Fran is exactly right. They should be throwing on first down.
Well, the reason for throwing on first down is to try to hold down the pass rush. First down, defense looks at it as a run down. They don't rush the passer nearly as well as they do on 2nd and 3rd down. Here, I would think Bartkowski would throw the ball, probably throw a very quick rhythm pass. Doesn't want that Eagle rush to get up in his face.
Ball at Atlanta's 47-yard line. Junior Miller split out to the right. Big versatile tight end. You can do so much with him. Complete. Lynn Kane over the middle, short of the first down at the 47-yard line of Philadelphia.
With a good call, well executed. Didn't give him a chance to rush him. Got to a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation.
We'll call it 3rd and 2, perhaps a little less. In a similar situation a few moments ago. They gave the ball to Andrews, sweeping left. He picked up the first down.
Two theories here, Giff. One, if you run the ball on 3rd down, you come just inches short, you might go on 4th down.
They've lined up very tight now. And an eagle. It's Claude Humphrey offside. He's not even complaining he was drawn off. And that should give the Atlanta Falcons a first down with ease.
Took a little bit of pressure off of Lehman Bennett's 3rd or 4th down call.
Surprising to see a veteran like Humphrey do that in that situation, especially.
Defense encroachment made contact. That's a first down.
Now in this situation, Howard, I think it's okay to run the ball. Now you're down in their territory. You've had some passes on first down. Not bad to let Kane or Andrews run the ball now. You've got the ball in your part of the field where you want it.
Inside the 47-yard line of the Eagles, 1st and 10, 7:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That's Junior Miller in motion. Draw play, Kane. And Kane goes down. Charlie Johnson there first, but he gets inside the 40. Down close to the 38-yard line for a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
This drive is reminiscent of their opening drive at the start of the game.
And then they had the interception, and that knocked them completely off their rhythm for the rest of the first half and half of the 3rd quarter.
Eagles changing up now in their secondary. Bartkowski. Andrews. He has the first down. He's down inside the 26-yard line. Al Chesley defensively there for Philadelphia.
Give the Falcon coaches to have some credit here. They were getting a big pass rush by the Eagles. They're going to quick rhythm passes, not allowing that pass rush to get up in Bartkowski's face. Bartkowski wasn't throwing the ball well down the field. Shorter passes are easier to complete, and they're plucking away at him.
And remember, this drive started at their 10-yard line. They're using up the clock, and they're moving closer. 10th play coming up. Andrews finds a big hole, cuts it back, he's down to the 15.
He is amazing. He really is.
But see the rhythm of the offense. How do you see it? You know, now they've got things swinging for them. The Eagles now a little bit uncertain on defense. And there they ran on first down, got 10 yards. The Eagles don't know whether it's pass or run on first down now.
Another Atlanta first down. Let's look at it again. I'll tell you, he has all the traits of a great back. Spots that opening inside, Fran, cuts back against the grain.
And look at R.C. Thielman in the offensive line. Give him some blocking. There's Van Note getting him a block on Chesley, and he does the rest. But the offensive line's blocking well for the run.
Atlanta from their own 10. They're at the Eagles' 16-yard line. Andrews again. He's the workhorse of the drive. Gain of 2, perhaps 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7.
Keep in mind, this is a great Eagle defensive team, and they're going to toughen up down here and say it's not going to be so easy, Atlanta.
Atlanta earlier in the game had a first down and goal to go, and they could not get on the scoreboard. Second and 7. The ball at the Eagles' 18-yard line. Should dictate pass to Bartkowski. going for Wallace Francis. Bernard Wilson was there. Herman Edwards in close pursuit, and Herman Edwards is playing himself a game tonight.
Well, you'll watch here. You'll watch the outside receiver go and watch Junior Miller come out here man-on-man with Logan. That's the person you've got to go to because you got double coverage on the other man. That's what we're talking about, going to the man that has the least coverage on him. Junior Miller had the least coverage. Although he was covered, two guys were covering Wallace Francis.
You had a great look at the coordination of that defense. Herman Edwards knew he had outside coverage. He knew he had Bernard Wilson to the inside. And Atlanta threw right into the teeth of it. 3rd and 7.
Critical down.
Pressure on Bartkowski. And down goes Bartkowski. 87, Claude Humphrey, the former Falcon, sacks Bartkowski all the way back to the 18-yard line. That's the first sack of the night, and here comes the field goal unit for Atlanta.
So they've done it again.
They went away from what got them there. What got them there was a good, crisp, short passing game, running game. The 3rd down pass, 3rd and 7, he went back to a full 4-second pass. He doesn't have the time to throw those kind of passes. What happens? Sack.
35-yard attempt. Mike Luckhurst. He is 4 of 8 on the year. On its way. And it's good. And Atlanta, with 4:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter, they are finally on the scoreboard. They trail 13-3. Down by 10. The Falcons will be back. Time of possession, Atlanta, 27, almost 28 minutes. Philadelphia, almost 13 minutes. But the score, 13-3. And Philadelphia stymied their first 2 possessions here in the 3rd quarter. A look at Wally Henry. Awaiting the kick of Mick Luckhurst. Luckhurst hangs it high. Wally Henry from the 3-yard line. Bobbles the ball, and Atlanta picks it up. And they'll run it in.
Oh,
They take it in easily. It was Kenny Johnson, the fine cornerback, put that ball on the 2nd hop, raced into the end zone, and the man that laid the hit on Wally Henry was Neil Musser.
And did he lay a hit on him? The Atlanta defense and special teams have been doing that all year. They get defensive touchdowns. They had a 101-yard interception returned by Pride Moore a couple of weeks ago. This was a huge play for the Falcons and a tough play for the Eagles.
Just like that, we have a different ball game.
We sure do, and Atlanta returns to its habit against the team
Watch
for whom
Musser.
it's been a nemesis. Look at that hit. What a perfect bounce.
Perfect bounce, but Kenny Johnson makes a lot of these plays. He's always right there. Here we go.
Luckhurst. Spirals run through, and that one, I'm sure Lehman Bennett took a guess. That was very close.
Didn't take
But it has
long,
brought
did it?
Atlanta to within 3 points. 4:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back. Neil Musser laid the hit on Wally Henry. He coughed it up, and the man that took it in, another one of those great draft picks from a year ago, Kenny Johnson. Luckhurst hits it again. And a sense of deja vu as Wally Henry takes it out from the same spot. This time he covers it up and goes down out at the 17, 18-yard line. The helmet came out of that pile up.
For a moment, the crowd was in an even greater state of shock. They thought the helmet was the football, but it wasn't.
All right,
Here's the touch.
Here's the touch. Watch down the bottom of your screen. 53, Neil Musser makes the hit right on the ball. Pops right up to Kenny Johnson. Touchdown, and the pressure now is switched over. The Eagles are in a hole. They got a 3-point lead, but the pressure's on the Eagle offense. They've got to make first downs for their Eagles.
And I noticed on the sidelines, Dick Vermeil got his offensive team together, got in the middle of it, had a quick word with them. They're a very poised team.
That they are.
But they have got themselves in trouble. They've had 2 possessions. They could not generate a first down. Now they're inside their own 20. Wilbert Montgomery, he can make things happen. And Montgomery is driven back, hit first by Buddy Curry.
Look at the gang tackling of the Falcons. They're just kamikaze guys. They're all over the ball. They just hit everything that moves.
Well, you can see the change. Atlanta's come alive. What they're going to have to do, the Eagles, to sustain, stay ahead, is not play ultra-conservative football.
Marion Campbell talking it over with the defense. Montgomery picks up 3.5 yards, 2nd down and 7.
First down is critical for the Eagles in this possession.
Hubert Oliver, 34, the rookie from Arizona, remains in there with Montgomery. Jaworski wide open, and Jaworski on target to his tight end Krefli, who has an Eagle first down. Big play.
That's what I've been waiting for all night. Francis noted earlier, each team has used its tight end relatively sparingly. Now they bring Krefli into the action. We haven't seen that much of Junior Miller except for a deflected pass and lucky reception on an earlier drive.
There's really nobody covering him. Glazebrook comes late, but obviously they're trying to take away Montgomery and Carmichael and left Krefli alone as you look at him.
Well, if you study frequency, that is only the 4th reception for Krefli this year. 1st and 10. The Eagles at their own 36-yard line. Jaworski again looks for Carmichael. He's covered. Dumped it off, and that could have been picked off. It was deflected off the hands of Al Richardson. 2nd down and 10.
That was very scary from the Eagles standpoint, but the Eagles did what they had to do offensively. They got a first down. They cooled things down a little bit. Now it's a battle.
The intensity of this game, you can just feel, is picking up. Bartkowski with his receivers, Francis and Jenkins.
And there's Jimmy
Jackson.
Ray. Jimmy Ray, the receiver coach, is there with them. And it's tough out there right now. Some ball game.
That's the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Jaworski back. Dumps it off to Oliver. He takes his eyes off it. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Now Jaworski has got himself in a ticklish situation.
Well, this team is suddenly looking a little bit tight.
It
Not
is
holding on to the football.
There were Jaworski wanted to go down the field, nothing doing. Didn't really want to throw the ball out where he threw it, but once he did, he got it dropped.
That's twice now on 2nd and 10, and the 1st and 10 and 2nd and 10. His deep receivers were covered. He had to throw short underneath.
All right, Atlanta on 3rd down and long have been going just with a 3-man rush, dropping 8 back. That gives no pressure to Jaworski. He'll have time to throw properly.
Campfield is in the backfield. Number 37, Jaworski from the shotgun. Fired, and it's not held, I do not believe.
Now, are they going to rule it a fumble, or are they going to rule it a completion?
Ball is ruled complete. That will bring up 4th down.
But a bad play because nowhere near first down territory. You must achieve that.
It was a bad play, Howard, because there was not pressure on the quarterback. He had time to look around. You've got to hit a pattern that can get you the first down. They were 3 yards short.
Reggie Smith inside his 15-yard line. Runniger to punt. Flag is down. Runniger with a booming kick. Towering punt. But Reggie Smith takes at the 8-yard line and driven back by JoJo Heath. JoJo, he with a bad finger of a short while ago.
But I think that'll come back, Giff. I think you had probably people going too early, but it was a penalty.
55-yard punt by Runniger.
And that's a terrible blow, too. Frustration is what the Eagles feel now. Incidentally, I couldn't believe that the receiver didn't call a fair catch. Took his life in his hands.
I don't think Lehman Bennett could have believed it either. But that's coming back. Somebody moved on the offensive team. Nullifies a great punt by Runniger.
Either that or an illegal man downfield.
Bendrith indicating illegal motion.
Let's see.
Offense, illegal motion, number 51.
Reggie Wilkes starting tonight for punting.
But what's happening, the Eagle offense is putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Here they've had 3 possessions in the second half, 1 first down, turning the ball over to the Falcons a lot.
Reggie Smith has moved up to his 20-yard line. I think he knows what a fair catch is. Twice tonight, he has really taken a chance. Runniger with a long count. Another fine kick. Reggie Smith at the 15-yard line.
Nice.
They're running home, and he gets out to the 20, and he's hammered there. On a 48-yard effort by Runiger.
It's easy to sit here and criticize a coach, but remembering Scott Werner last year as a punt returner, a rookie with the Eagles, I just can't see using this kid in his stead who runs backwards.
Well, I don't know what the strategy of this is. He's on the catches on the near the sideline on one side of the field, tries to get to the wall on the other side of the field. That is virtually impossible, actually.
Atlanta. They're fired up. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. William Andrews, single setback. That's the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Andrews finds a little opening and exploits it out close to the 24-yard line. Gain of 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. I want to remind you about a new starting time for our game with the Rams and the Dallas Cowboys, October the 18th. The new starting time will be 8 o'clock Eastern. And of course, for you Dallas fans, that will be 7 o'clock at your time for a Sunday night special from Dallas. And there is an injured Eagle is Dennis Harrison.
No, it's Carl Harrison, Giff.
Carl Harrison it is, rather.
Well, it's interesting to note here.
I think he's got a cramp in the left leg. They appear to be rubbing the left leg. And Carl Harrison.
Giff, you know all these injuries. Did you have them all? I mean,
I've just
week
been
in and
up
week
here
out.
watching a lot.
Saw an old friend of yours today, number 60, fella named Bednarik.
Oh, I made him famous. Got to hit him a little harder.
Yeah.
Harrison, I do not believe, seriously injured. They are massaging both legs. He has a little bit of a history of leg cramps.
That's interesting.
Yes.
First 10 points the Eagles have given up in the 3rd quarter this year.
But what's more interesting, the defense still hasn't given up a touchdown in the 3rd quarter because they've given up the field goal on a drive by Atlanta, and then the defense or the special teams touchdown. Atlanta's offense really hasn't done a whole lot against this Eagle defense. They've moved a couple times up the field, then they just shut them right down.
The Liberty Bell.
Failing by 3 points.
If you remember,
13-10, 49 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The ball at the 28-yard line,
and
23-yard line.
And if you remember, Giff and Howard, the way that Atlanta moved the ball was the short rhythm, quick passing game to nullify the fierce Eagle rush. Let's see if they stay with that on 2nd and long.
Andrews, single setback. Lynn Kane is split far to the left. Wallace Francis. Good move by Francis. They get away from Roynell Young, and he gets an Atlanta 1st down out over the 35.
There's your quick rhythm pass, just what Francis was talking about.
Very safe pass. You watch this. You watch Bartkowski take 2 or 3 steps back. No chance for a pass rush to get in his face. Throws it out. He's got a great athlete in Francis. Many great athletes on his receiving corps. And he gets the 1st down with ease.
At the 36-yard line. 26 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Keep in mind, I told you before, Atlanta has won the last 3 meetings between these two teams in 3 years, and they've won it all in the 4th quarter. Almost picked off by Roynell Young, intended for Al Jenkins.
And Al Jenkins prevented the interception because after Roynell Young came up to make the play, he became a defensive back and jerked the ball out of his hands. Here's Bartkowski back from the reverse angle. You'll see that Roynell Young had perfect position to make the interception. Right here, watch Jenkins try to rip the ball out, although the ball was already gone, but he held him long enough to keep him from getting it.
He had nothing but daylight.
Oh, he had a touch.
2nd and 10. Jenkins goes right. Kane split again to the left.
Good drawdown.
Bartkowski, this one batted down. A flag flies. Reggie Wilkes was on the blitz, but it could be that the offensive line of Atlanta was not set a full count.
I think you're right, Giff. Again.
And that will be decision time now for Philadelphia.
I don't think so, Gift. They'll decline.
I think they will too.
Illegal motion on the offense declined. It's third down.
Third down and 10. Hairston still being treated on the sidelines.
But now he's getting the ligament.
He's getting not the ligament, Howard, the liniment.
The liniment.
All right.
Turn around, he can watch the game.
Now here's where that pass rush comes in. Bartkowski's got to go back to take the time this time. His line needs to hold for him.
Third and 10. Pressure. Jenkins, first down. Look at the little man. They pull the ball free from Jenkins. That was a deliberate effort. I don't know who came up with it.
That's an interesting call.
That's Greg Brown, a great story. The rookie from Kansas State, and I think it was Bernard Wilson who pulled the ball free from Al Jenkins.
And the question is, was his motion stopped or not when they did this? Let's watch it. It's a quick rhythm pass again. Bartkowski's not going to look at the big rush. Hits it into Jenkins. Let's watch. Catches it. Here he comes.
Well, he was still moving forward.
All right, now he's held up there. He's held up there.
There's Wilson.
You know, it's decision call, judgment call by the official. He made it in the favor of the Eagles, and that's the way it's going to be.
And Philadelphia has a first down.
Big break for the Eagles. Big
ball
break.
just over their 45-yard line. Final seconds of the third quarter. Jaworski. Carmichael. What a great
What a
catch.
play.
He one-handed it, pulled it in, and gets an Eagle first down. 37-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons as time runs out in the third quarter.
And Bobby Butler thought he had intercepted the ball. Watch this here. Interesting play. They're doubling. Here's Glazebrook short, Butler deep. The ball is deflected right there. Butler thought he was going to get it. He didn't get it. Carmichael got it back.
And he gives Philadelphia first down at the 37-yard line of Atlanta. We'll be back for the fourth quarter after this message from our local stations.
There we are.
Jaws
Yes,
3, now playing in Philadelphia.
Of course.
Good football game. We hope you're enjoying it.
It's an intense game. The excitement probably hasn't been that great, but the quality of the teams is excellent, and it's been a very intense game.
And we're in for some kind of fourth quarter. I can hardly wait.
And as we begin the fourth quarter, the Eagles first and 10, following a great catch by Carmichael. They have the ball inside the 38-yard line of Atlanta. Jaworski. Montgomery. Screen. And Montgomery turns back inside. He gets a yard and a half as he's hit by Jim Laughlin. It'll be second down and 9. And let's take a look at the statistics of the third quarter.
Total domination by Atlanta, except for turnovers. And again, the time of possession misleading, because the Eagles still lead 13-10, and Atlanta got its touchdown on a special teams play after Mussa had caused a fumble by Wally Henry on a kickoff, and Johnson picked it off and dashed it.
Second down and 9. Here comes Oliver, and the rookie 10th-round draft pick out of Arizona. Gets a couple of yards. It'll be third down and 6.
And I think it's a late hit on Atlanta here again.
You think so?
Another flag is down.
I think it could be. Let's see. Threw the flag late. Nope.
I think it's against the Eagles. Holding.
I think you're right.
Why don't we wait?
Interesting to me as we wait for the call that here the Eagles in good field position, 2 straight runs, Howard, against a team that's poor against the pass, to say the least.
Non-aggressive football.
This will back the Eagles up.
Especially in a situation where the field goal doesn't help.
No, they need a touchdown. And
offense holding number 62.
Peter Perot, left guard, made his first start tonight. A little rusty. He had a bad back throughout training camp, early part of the season. He is detected holding. It'll be second down and 14. The ball inside the 43-yard line.
And you look at it from the Eagles,
Atlanta.
From the Eagles standpoint, Gift, they've been doubling Carmichael. They've been leaving Smith by himself and Parker by himself.
Jaworski back. He has the time.
There he goes.
Charlie Smith was open, and it could have been hit a little early by Bobby Butler.
I think he was.
Well, I'll tell you, it looked like a pretty good defensive play, but we'll see it. The referee was right there. He had the best position to call it, and he called it like he thought it would happen.
An over-eager rookie. That so often happens.
He had single coverage. Pretty good position on Charlie Smith here. Nobody underneath him. Ball's delivered on times. I'd say that's a pretty good defensive play, Giff.
I would say it's interference.
I would too.
Number 23. That's
pretty good defensive play. Came right through the man of the ball. Not bad play.
You live in Atlanta still, don't you?
It makes no difference.
1st and 10, Philadelphia, inside the 30-yard line of Atlanta.
A while ago, I called it Philadelphia's favor when they called the bad interference against Logan. And I thought that was a bad interference call.
Montgomery, left side of Montgomery, struggles to the 25-yard line. Gain of 4, it'll be 2nd down and 6.
If you're going to run it
Blaisbrook and Jim Laughlin defensively.
If you're going to run it on 1st down, that's the man you want to give the football to.
Exactly. They
Mr.
made
Montgomery.
the yardage on 1st down that they wanted. Almost 5, Giff.
Yep.
And into the backfield is Louis Jamona, and out comes Wilbur Montgomery, and he's favoring his left arm.
Now here's a situation with Montgomery out. You might look for him to throw the ball on 2nd down.
The man who was in there, Louis Giamona, had a big game last week against Washington. This is Oliver struggling for a couple. Is going to be 3rd down and 2.5 to 3 yards as Blaisbrook again was there defensively. With Montgomery out, things change considerably for Philadelphia. Louis Giamona, of course, not nearly the power that Montgomery has. He's 5'9", 180-pounder. But he can do a lot of things coming out of the backfield as we look once again at Wilbur Montgomery.
In the weeks to come, Philadelphia fans are going to be seeing Steve Atkins, a high draft choice of Green Bay out of Maryland. Green Bay gave up on him. Vermeil is very high on him.
3rd and 3. Thus far, Philadelphia is 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Giamona, they're 0 for 7.
Ball against a team that's very good against the run defensively, very poor against the pass.
And the field goal means nothing. Touch can win for Atlanta or put them ahead.
That's right. It's well, it means something, but certainly not as much as a touchdown would have done.
Tony Franklin is hit from 36 yards and 34 yards on the night. This one will be a 43-yard attempt.
And nobody's perfect.
Ron Jaworski, the holder. Guy Morris does the snapping. On its way.
But Franklin is.
So, Philadelphia now has a 6-point lead. And we have 11:46 remaining in a good game from Philadelphia. Stay with us. Wilbur Montgomery, his left forearm and elbow being treated by one of the trainers wearing the Philadelphia championship ring from a year ago. And Tony Franklin is set to kick off as you look at Reggie Smith in his end zone, respecting the foot of Tony Franklin, who gets this one off the side of the foot, and they'll back the Eagles up 5 yards, and Tony Franklin will kick from the 30. Give us a chance to remind you tonight on Nightline, Raoul Wallenberg, the man credited with saving thousands of lives in World War II. The question, could he be alive and behind bars in the Soviet Union? And today, a big happening in Washington. President Reagan made him an honorary U.S. citizen. That story tonight on Nightline.
Frank, that's one of the most remarkable stories of our lifetimes. I just recently did a talk radio show on the network with a BBC correspondent who has written a book called The Righteous Gentile, the story of Raoul Wallenberg. So the viewers tonight are going to get an insight into one of the most remarkable men and courageous men of our time.
Reggie Smith moves up to his 5-yard line.
I like it.
Talking about Tony Franklin or Leonard.
And look at his foot in the zero, the O.
And there it is, a very valuable foot.
He needs to put that toe in it now. And he did.
He did.
Whoa, did he ever.
Reggie Smith from the goal line. And Smith bobbles the ball.
He fumbled it and Atlanta recovered.
And Atlanta was on it. There is some hitting here tonight.
I'm telling you there is.
Atlanta will have a 1st and 10 inside their own 22.
Shows you the nature of the rivalry between these two teams, the closeness of the competition, and Atlanta, the nemesis for Philadelphia. But not yet tonight. Philadelphia leads 16-10.
And all the games really relatively low scoring games.
Atlanta brings it up. They've been able to move the ball. But their offense has not been able to score a touchdown. That's been left to their special teams. Here comes Andrews. Andrews met at the line of scrimmage. Just sheer strength will carry him for a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Howard, remember in the first quarter how Atlanta did run the ball effectively on the Eagles? They pretty well shut it down now. They're not getting much on the 1st down run.
Andrews' average has fallen off considerably tonight.
Look at how time of possession evened off in the 2nd half.
And the total plays. Tight game.
Andrews came in averaging 5.5 yards per carry. He struggled tonight. He has 84 yards. Jenkins holds on. He has an Atlanta 1st down out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Herman Edwards defensively for Philadelphia.
Interesting, when time of possession evened off, Atlanta outscored Philadelphia 10-3. When Atlanta totally dominated possession, the Eagles built up their 13-0 lead. Little meeting there.
It's something they say about big plays. As Vermeil looks over his list, you look behind a couple of the Eagle guards, Baker and Perot. Atlanta 1st down. Not much success running on 1st down. See if they throw. Probably will.
Lynn Kane. Kane finds a little opening. Moves for 4 to the 40. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
That's a back with remarkable balance.
Kane, he really does have good balance. You hear a lot about Andrews, but Kane's a very strong runner, always going forward.
Well, he came back last year off a rookie season that was also pretty spectacular, but he had a bad knee injury as a rookie, but he came back and put together a 900-yard season a year ago. And of course, that coupled with William Andrews, 1,300 yards, gave him a pretty potent running attack. 3 wide receivers. 2nd down and 6. It's complete over the middle. And it's Kane who struggles close to another 1st down. Reggie Wilkes defensively there for Philadelphia, and I think we'll get a measurement.
We will. Giff and Howard, as we sit here, we've seen him now hit a lot of short passes. We know he's a great long thrower. He's got great speed at the outside receivers. You kind of almost anticipate somewhere in there he's going to crank it up and let it go.
Kane lost a shoe, and we'll get a measurement.
That may be, Fran, but on balance, what he's shown tonight is his ability to adjust, to change his game.
He has. He's adjusted very well. He's done what he's had to do and go to the quick rhythm pass. Short.
Inches short. Bartkowski now 21 of 41 on the night. A couple of interceptions. Both of them led to 3-point field goals by Philadelphia.
You know, there was a time, Giff, and when you had these situations, when the defense would all crowd up and you see a fake into the line and a long pass. Defenses don't give you that much anymore. You don't fool them that easily. They still play the pass as well as the run tough.
Tight offensive set. 3rd and inches. Eagles on the long count, drawn off as Kane easily picks up the 1st down to midfield. Sometimes you can get away with that long count on that short yardage situation. Save the effort of the running attack, and offsides indicated against Philadelphia.
That's twice they've done that tonight. You know, Howard, the Eagle defense has certainly been on that field a long time.
They really have.
And you would, you know, they've taken this great offensive team and shut them right down, giving them only 3 points. You wonder if they wear down a little bit, but they don't seem to. They keep playing tough.
Offside defense, number 68. That's a 1st down.
That's Bigfoot Harrison.
Dennis Harrison offside. So were a couple of his friends. And Atlanta has moved into Philadelphia territory. They trail 16-10. Bartkowski finds William Andrews, and he's beginning to work underneath to Kane and Andrews, coming out of the backfield, and successfully so. Sending Jenkins deep, sending Wallace Francis deep, along with Junior Miller.
All right, now you look from the defensive side of it. They've been rushing the passer, they're hitting them underneath. What do? They got to come back. The linebackers have just got to clamp down on the offensive halfbacks when they come out of the
putting
backfield.
those backs into the pattern. Nothing wrong with a blitz. Force him to throw it before he wants to. Both backs again. Intended for Junior Miller, and again almost picked off by Chesley. He got one early in the game that led to 3 points, and he almost came up with another.
Very dangerous pass. He had a zone defense against him. He was trying to let Junior Miller kind of split the zone. You've got to throw under and short of people, and that's a tough throw.
Third down, we'll call it 5. Definitely the passing situation for Bartkowski.
But Frank is right. They've got to do other things. They've got to pressure Bartkowski. He's been getting all the time he needed for those quick poppers underneath.
Yeah, but that's the trouble. How they can't get to him when he throws that quick.
This is Andrews, open field in front of him. And upended by Bernard Wilson, but not before he moves inside the 20-yard line, close to the 18, 1st and 10 Atlanta. Well thrown ball by Bartkowski. Was under pressure.
Watch
and
this.
Andrews was well covered.
He was well covered. The ball could have been intercepted. The Eagle man makes a play for it, doesn't quite get it. Well thrown ball. Now Bernard Wilson's going to make an excellent play here. He's got Andrews man on man. Outweighed probably by, well, he says 6'0", 200. He's got to be bigger than that.
You're right about Andrews.
Gosh.
Nothing but north and south. He just was going to put Wilson out of football.
Didn't put much of a move on him, did he?
Wilson only goes 175 pounds. He made a great play. First down, Bartkowski right to the air. Jenkins is there, and a flag is down.
We got a holding penalty.
Yes, indeed.
What a spectacular catch, however, by Jenkins.
And Bennett knows it's a holding penalty.
Big break for the Eagles here.
Lehman Bennett.
And that was that
picture says 1,000 words.
And that was that longer pass, intermediate pass, 30-yard pass we were talking about.
Holding number 67.
This is frustrating for the Falcons, but it'll be a measure of Bartkowski. Yesterday, for instance, Brian Sipe showed as much character as I have ever seen in a quarterback. Twice he had his team in for touchdowns. Twice the plays were called back, and third time around, Sipe got the touchdown anyway.
The man was holding was the rookie, Eric Sanders, that replaced Warren Bryant. We talked about it earlier in the game. He's had his hands full tonight with Claude Humphrey and Dennis Harrison. First down and 20. Kane. Sweep called on 1st and 20. Carl Hairston out there defensively for Philadelphia. Apparently the liniment has pulled Hairston together.
Yes. Interesting call on 1st and 20 down there.
What you mean is you don't understand.
Well, no, it's not a terrible call. Sometimes they're expecting pass. You can run the ball in that situation. But the Eagle defense has not, Atlanta's been there many times, but the Eagle defense has not let them in, and they're still holding them out.
Second down and 18. Good pass rush rate now for Philadelphia. The rookie, number 98, Greg Brown. Bartkowski. Incomplete. Herman Edwards with another fine play against Alfred Jackson. Herman Edwards has played a superb corner tonight.
He has really played himself a great game. No longer does he live on the reputation of the man who picked up the fumble by Jim Pisarcik.
But if you watch this, you'll see Bart doesn't throw it like he throws it behind the receiver. And Edwards makes a great play, though. He makes a great play.
He has had some night.
Third down, 18.
And
important down now for Atlanta.
Very tough 3rd and 18 in that part of the field against a defense like the Eagles. If they pick this up, it'll be an amazing thing. Here we go.
They want to get closer, if nothing else, for their young place kicker, Mick Luckhurst. Wallace Francis, incomplete. He had it for a moment. And out comes Luckhurst.
A great throw by Bartkowski. Great play by Bernard Wilson. Here we go. Takes a perfect throw here by Bartkowski. The offensive line giving him good protection. Watch him drop it into Francis over the coverage. He's got it, but he doesn't have it.
Never had control.
Never had control is right.
And Luckhurst, who was 4 of 7 coming into tonight with a long of 47, will try one from 43 yards. Plenty of distance and good for accuracy. So once again, Atlanta has drawn to within 3 points of the Philadelphia Eagles with 6:45 remaining in the game. It's Philadelphia 16, Atlanta 13. We hope you're enjoying tonight. As I said earlier, 2 of the NFL's finest putting on quite a show tonight. The undefeated and untied Philadelphia Eagles, the best record in the NFL, a 4-0, holding on now to a 3-0 lead, or a 3-point lead over Atlanta, 16-13. Atlanta, if they lose tonight, will fall back into a 3-2 tie with Los Angeles in their division.
Well, Atlanta Gifford has got their touchdown scoring machine on the field. The only time they scored a touchdown tonight was with this team, the kickoff team.
All right, we'll watch as Mick Luckhurst, the rookie from California, will put it in play. Wally Henry at his own 5-yard line. And Henry watches it bound over his head. He'll settle in the end zone for the touchback. And a pair of Eagles are down.
This is a tough football game. I mean, tough. They have been hitting almost violently all night. That's why men have gone down so often.
Chesley is down. This is Bernard Wilson. And down on the field is Ray Phillips.
That ankle of Wilson's could come from the play he made on William Andrews.
Everybody is up and off the field, and Philadelphia has a 1st and 10. The ball at their own 20. Their job at the moment is to get first down, work on the clock, get it down somewhere within Tony Franklin's range, and that is anywhere from Atlanta's 40 to 45-yard line.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the play calling here, because if they go conservative again, they could quickly give up the football. Atlanta has shown a continuing capacity to move the football.
I think to move it, they need to throw it, but they have been running it.
Charlie Smith motions right. Here comes Montgomery. Montgomery just carries an Atlanta defender for 5 yards out to the 25-yard line.
That was just a great individual effort.
Absolutely. You got another Eagle down. I think that's
Dan Walters is down now.
Oh, they cannot afford to lose that man. That's one of the finest offensive linemen in the league. Pro Bowl guy.
Howard, you're right. I don't know when I've seen a game with so many men go down.
Stan Walters does come out. We'll talk about our game coming up.
This one coming up could be much like tonight. So much at stake for the Bills under the coaching genius of Chuck Knox. But who's going to challenge Don Shula? He took a bunch of kids this year. He moved Dewey to linebacker, put Beaucamper in for the pass rush, and they have played superbly. And there's Tony Franklin, and we'll be back in Philadelphia in a moment.
Stan Walters walked off the field rubbing his left knee. You think he's big? He is 6'6", 275 pounds.
Look at that.
He's a little guy compared to the man that has replaced him, Frank Giddens. He's 6'7" and a 300-pound rookie from New Mexico. Free agent. And he has not played that much.
I think he's big enough. Is he good enough?
2nd down and 5. Ball at the 25-yard line for Philadelphia. Charlie Smith in motion. Montgomery. Montgomery close to the 1st down.
Man, you can hear the leather popping all the way up here. It's like it's right next door to you.
Did you see that hit?
Stan Walters comes back into the game.
You watch this from the I formation. He gets back deep to Montgomery. He slides along the line, then turns it up the field, and watch the hit right here by Pridemore.
Richardson on the tackle, and Pridemore trying to keep Montgomery from the first down.
And he did.
I think he did. They're going to measure, but I think you're right, Howard. I think he's a tiny bit short. But let's see.
5:54 remaining in the game.
They didn't bring it out.
Eagles holding on to a 3-point lead. They led all the way. Al Chesley with the first turnover, an interception, followed by a Tony Franklin field goal, then another Franklin field goal, then a touchdown catch by Charlie Smith, another Franklin field goal.
And it seems every play now with 5:38 left in the game is an important play, and this is one.
Third and inches.
He got that one.
That is Booker Russell, recently signed, acquired after being released by San Diego. Had a couple of years out in Oakland. They thought he was going to be a great one. Had a tendency to pick up a little too much weight.
He came in at 248 to this club, Frank. He's down to about 240 now. And Vermeil, as I suggested about Steve Atkins before, is also very high on Booker. First third down conversion for the Eagles.
And 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. We're inside 5 minutes remaining in the game. Jaworski, pressure, gets the ball to Montgomery, and a whole lot of Falcons are there. And there'll be a loss all the way back to inside the 25-yard line. Jim Laughlin was there first defensively, and Laughlin is playing some football game tonight for an injured Joe Williams.
Joel Williams has been, next to Bartkowski, probably the most valuable player on the Falcons. He is a tremendous pass rusher, had a simply sensational record for sacks. That's Carl Peterson, to whom Fran spoke just before the start of the contest tonight.
And I would like to see Carl tell him to throw the ball down the field, because they're certainly going to have to if they're going to sustain anything offensively.
2nd down, 17. Loss of 7. Montgomery. And Montgomery bouncing off tacklers, getting up to the 25-yard line. Picks up 7 yards. Or give him 6. It'll still be 3rd down and 11.5 to 12 yards. Buddy Curry there defensively for Atlanta.
Well, they've closed down on Wilbert now, as one might expect. And now it's an obvious passing down, and Jaworski may not even pass now. We're down to 3.5 minutes on the clock. But even a great Runaga punt may not be enough, since Atlanta only needs a field goal to tie, and overtime perhaps beckons.
3rd down and 12. Out of the shotgun. Jaworski wings it to Carmichael, incomplete, and Philadelphia will punt.
But it would have made no difference.
Senseless pass. It only was to the line of scrimmage.
It would have made no difference. He wouldn't have had a chance at the first down. If it's puzzling to you people watching, it's puzzling to us in the booth why they don't throw the ball down the field. I'm sure they must have good reason for it, but I just don't understand it.
Max Runager to punt. Scott Warner has replaced Reggie Smith. This is a man who led the nation in punt returns for Georgia last year, a 3rd-round draft pick for Atlanta. He averaged a little over 16 yards at Georgia last year. He returned 3 of them for touchdowns over 65 yards during his career. And he's in there now.
Well, you got a roughing penalty.
Roughing the kicker.
What a mistake.
Stupid mistake.
What a mistake.
A clear error, and the referee was absolutely right.
Running into the kicker.
I think it's 37, Kenny Johnson, or 20. It's 27, Pridemore coming up. I don't know who hits the kicker, but we'll see. There's Johnson, 37 coming in.
Defense, number 39.
I really think Mayberry, 39, hit him.
Mayberry following Johnson, and Philadelphia will have a first down at the 34-yard line. 2:59 remaining in the game.
I guess that's the reason Philadelphia didn't throw the ball down the field. They knew they were going to get a roughing penalty.
Yep. Good reasoning, Fran.
But they still need to sustain the drive. They need to make some first downs.
Just a terrible mistake, though.
Yes, it was.
For You know, these players are pros. They've got to be disciplined.
Let's see if they remain on the ground.
Atlanta very tight defensively. Here comes the blitz. All out. They want the football. And Montgomery just about broke it off.
Well, he's making some amazing moves just to get 3-yard gain.
John Smith slid out. He was there first for Atlanta, and then Buddy Curry made sure. Montgomery having a little bit of problem with his shoe. Pulls himself together. He's picked up 2.5 yards. Call it 2nd down and 8. Seconds ticking off. 2:30 now remaining. And you can be sure that Ron Jaworski will use all the time he can in the huddle. Atlanta very tight now in the defense. They'll be blitzing their linebackers, trying to jar that ball loose. Oliver to the 40-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 4 as we head to the 2-minute warning. And there it is. 2 minutes remain in the game. And Ron Jaworski, who knows he's been in a football game tonight, moves over to the sideline, and we'll be back right after this. We're back in Philadelphia, and there is not a fan that has left the stadium. 16-13. The Eagles over Atlanta. 2 minutes remain. The Falcons have 3 timeouts. The Eagles have a 3rd down and 4. The ball is at their own 40-yard line. And Jaworski ready to go back into the game.
Tell me, guys, is this a big play or not? Eagles make the 1st down. They can really put Atlanta make Atlanta use all 3 of their timeouts and have little chance of win. Atlanta, on the other hand, needs to stop this to have much of a chance to win.
That, I'm sure, is exactly what Damon Bennett, his staff, was discussing with the defensive unit for the Falcons.
All right, they're going to look like throw for it, Giff, from a shotgun. Let's see.
Atlanta stays in the 3-4, but again, that's their custom. Linebackers in blitz formation. Now they drop out. Out of the shotgun. Montgomery. He has the 1st down at the 45-yard line. Al Richardson defensively, but Mr. Clutch Montgomery was there.
That's the biggest play, clearly, of this game.
Yes, it is. And Jaworski went to the guy that he should go to, Montgomery.
Seconds ticking away. Atlanta trying to save them. Now, Jaworski will call the play, the splash in, and he will tell the ball carrier, cover it up.
And he will use all that 30-second clock, too. And he's letting it tick down. Got 15 left on the 30-second clock.
Atlanta will use one of their timeouts after this play. He may not. Now he'll get it off just at the last second, which he does. Oliver covering up the football. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And that's almost academic.
Fran is so tense, he just almost fell off the platform.
I broke my nose again.
Timeout Atlanta. They now have 2 timeouts remaining. They can only stop it twice. 2nd down and 8. And we'll be returning to Philadelphia in just a moment. Quite frankly, Atlanta needs a big break. Philadelphia has 2 timeouts remaining. They have a 2nd down and 8. They can stop the clock. Atlanta can. 2 more times.
If Atlanta holds them without a 1st down, probably the best Atlanta would be able to do is have the ball inside their own 20 with about 45 seconds to go and no timeouts. If they don't stop them short of a 1st down, it's
forget it.
Eagles have never opened a season in their history by winning the first 5 games. They're trying to do so tonight. Montgomery hanging on to the football. Drilled first by Laughlin. Again, Laughlin playing a fine football game tonight for Joel Williams. I remind you, this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Light Beer. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less, and by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer who proudly announced the 1982 Buicks. Timeout called again by Atlanta. 1 timeout remaining. Executive producer of ABC Sports, of course, is Bryn Arledge. ABC's Monday Night Football was produced by Bob Goodrich and directed by Chester Forty. Our technical director, Joe Chabot. Our associate editor, Bob Rosberg. Our technical manager, Coach Coltrane. Our unit manager, Bob Crivelli. Assistant to the producer, Robert Cowan. We call him Robbie. And John McGinnis. Others assisting, Joan Chappie, Patty Ryan, and Sal Johnson. Stats and research man, Mike Swanson. Jerry Klein, preparing for the baseball playoffs, will be coming your way. Howard, you're going to Milwaukee tomorrow, huh?
Is there any place else?
And our spotter tonight is always Steve Bazika. 55 seconds on the clock.
Well, I guess there's no question, Giff, they're going to run the ball again on third down, is it?
One timeout remaining. Atlanta can stop it once more.
Yep, they've got to run the ball. Timeout and then punt.
And Atlanta should have possession with no timeouts with maybe 40 to 45 seconds. The Eagles at their 45-yard line, holding on to that 3-point lead. Oliver.
Whoa, that's all.
Hubert Oliver.
That's it.
Taken by Tom Pridemore. The clock continues to tick.
The jinx is broken.
And that happens so often in short yardage. Everybody up. You get one little crease, one little piece of daylight. And the rookie from Arizona. And quite frankly, you have to say that Dick Vermeil has a lot of faith in this youngster, giving him the football in this situation.
There's the trap. They get Curry pinned.
Good luck, Ron Baker.
Good play.
Down to the 17-yard line.
I don't think Atlanta will have any fourth quarter magic against the Eagles this year.
They have used their final timeout.
Not this time.
It's been a great game, though. The Eagles have held together.
As tough a game as I've seen this year. As hard fought, as physical. And once again, you can't give too much credit to Dick Vermeil and what he's done with this team.
Philadelphia will move to 5-0. Dallas 4-1. They trail. They're heading for showdowns once again. St. Louis is 2-3. Giants are 2-3, and of course Washington 0-5. That's the Eastern Division.
I've got a message, Jeff. I've got a message. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. We mean that.
And Atlanta will fall into a tie with the Los Angeles Rams in their Western Division of the NFC. They will have 3-2 records. Ron Jaworski settles on the ball. Atlanta can no longer stop the clock. Fine game.
Great defense. Great defense by the Eagles. Hold the Atlanta Falcons to 3 offensive points. Some kind of performance.
Next week, Philadelphia will be at New Orleans. And Los Angeles will be at Atlanta. And next Monday night, we have Miami and Buffalo. Final seconds ticking off. This one is history.
And that man has 17 free agents. Frank's first statement tonight. What a coach.
It's something no other Eagle coach has ever done in the history of football. They have won their first 5 games of the season. Final score, 16-13, Philadelphia over Atlanta. Remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast. Over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. We'll see you next Monday night from Buffalo when Miami visits the Bills.